is among them.
If they agree to enter this country without the proper documentation, then they're also going to break any other laws.
64% of those taking the same survey said they are strongly or somewhat opposed to immigration arrests in sensitive areas. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
High in the sky, the two astronauts stuck on board the International Space Station are taking their first spacewalk together. Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore out to do some maintenance. They had to stay months longer than planned on the ISS after trouble showed up in the experimental capsule that took them up. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In 95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In 05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in 09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
ICE has reportedly postponed today's planned immigration sweeps in Aurora, blaming media leaks for putting ICE agents at risk. With the possibility of stepped-up ICE arrests, the Colorado Council of Churches is working to help churches providing support to migrant communities. Executive Director Adrian Miller.
If ICE or law enforcement shows up at your church and they have a valid warrant, you should comply with the law.
Miller says it's possible some people may seek refuge in churches, which is why the council is trying to offer support and advice. Denver Mayor Mike Johnston has a long list of goals he hopes to accomplish in the coming year. The mayor talked about those goals yesterday. Johnston says he remains committed to getting more homeless people off the streets and creating more affordable housing units in the city. He also hopes to plant more trees, connect more kids to out-of-school programs, and cut water usage in the city. Johnston also said the 16th Street Mall will fully reopen this summer after years of construction. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Yeah, they're just clearing up the crash on 6th Avenue, eastbound at Perry, east of Sheridan. All lanes open. It's still backed up about halfway to Wadsworth, so it's still going to be a delay coming out of Lakewood, but should be improving here rather shortly, coming back into I-25. Other than that, freeways are pretty light everywhere else. Some slowing south I-25 coming into downtown. We do have, of course, delays to the east near Watkins on I-70. It's due to a big crash on the westbound side and down south. We're improving from here to Castle Rock, but from Castle Rock to Colorado Springs, road conditions are still very icy and very slow. With traffic.
Are you kidding yourself, or are you just doing it?
I'm just doing it. Like
you're going to break on time, or?
Pretty much.
So you're going to break on time and have perfect timing on spots.
Pretty much.
Wow, it's getting crazy around here, Dimitri. Okay, yeah, look at these. They range from I think the Costco ones are about snowshoes for men, women.
Buttons with links. What does that mean? Oh. I got to get CMG a website. Remind me of that.
I'll email you.
And get John. What is this from?
Let's see how much the Costco ones were. I thought they were around 60. Snowshoes.
fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer your questions, take complaints. Our goal in life is to make your life just a little bit better. We're here to educate, and we're here to really go after the bad guys. You've been dealing with a bad contractor, maybe a bad landlord, a bad dentist, a bad attorney. I don't care what it is. That's what we do, and we do it very well. We have recouped over $300 million cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds directly due to this show. We've got a couple guests that are going to be showing up here in a few minutes. They're running late. They must be coming from the south because going through Castle Rock was insane.
Well, Matt with Paragon Services definitely is coming from the Springs.
Yeah, Mark Szymanski, Matt Stanford. We're going to be talking public adjusters. We're going to be talking a little bit of construction, and, of course, we're going to be talking about whatever you want to discuss. We have lines open, 303-713-8255, 303-Martino. Get those calls in. It's a great time to get them in right now, 303-713-8255. Wow. Man, that airline crash. Deputy D, wow. I have not seen anything like that where you can see it right on video. I assume you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it, man. What a tragic thing. And a perfect reminder of a carbon copy, almost the carbon copy reminder of what happened there in the 80s.
Yeah,
remember the Florida airliner that went right in the river, about the same spot?
Right about the same place. It was kind of crazy. I just finished before hopping on air listening to our president talk about it. And, man, he's saying this is all because of DEI hires. He's basically saying, he's alluding to the fact that the controller basically had him at the exact same height, which is crazy, same altitude, but he can't figure out why the helicopter pilot wouldn't have seen it, although that could be answered if they had the night vision on. My understanding is night vision, if you have a big headlight, and that's what these jets basically have on when they're landing, I mean, that can be blinding. I mean, I've never worn night vision, but I've heard that.
I have, and it's very forward-looking. It's like looking through binoculars. So you don't have this huge wide field of vision. You have no peripheral.
Yeah, so it's just, it's kind of crazy when he started talking about DEI. He was reading stuff from, I guess, the Obama administration, possibly the Biden or both, that was basically saying they were going to hire people for these roles, which is crazy, that had mental problems, people that had big-time handicaps, people that maybe couldn't hear, people that couldn't see, which makes almost no sense. I mean, they went into what they were looking for to fill these positions, and I wish I actually had it in front of me because it was crazy. They were saying they were looking that they needed some of the hardest people to find jobs for were people with mental issues.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Well, of course it is, but they were saying we're going to fill these kind of roles. Yeah. I mean, that's just insane. If there's truth to that, it's one of those things. I love Trump. People that listen to the show know that, but sometimes he says things where you go, are you sure about that? Are you sure you're actually reading from something that says they want to hire mentally screwed up people for this job?
Yeah, Trump makes some crazy statements, but a lot of times it turns out they're somewhat grounded in reality.
Well, I think they are too, but I mean, Suzanne, you were in there listening to it.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you make of that presser?
It's kind of scary to think who is running our traffic control rooms right now. That's really scary.
Yeah.
According to what Trump was saying.
That's just me. Apparently when Obama came in, they were saying it's too white. Literally, he's quoting a newspaper article from someone that was actually in that presser from like 2014. And they're like, hey, this FAA is too white. We've got to hire a more diverse crowd, and not only diversity in color, but diversity in,
disabilities,
mental preparedness. I mean, it's like, it was really crazy to listen to it. It's nuts how quick things going. And then I promise I'll get to the phones, 303-713-8255. The other thing I wanted to ask both you about, though, How about Guantanamo Bay? Wow. Guantanamo Bay. We are going to be shipping illegal aliens that are the worst of the worst. We're talking the rapists, the thieves, the child molesters, the drug dealers. We're going to be shipping them to Cuba. Can you imagine?
Dude, they're making room for 30,000
beds. Hey, we own the place, right? I mean, really, that's our land, that's our territory, and we have the beds. Mm-hmm. My dad was so pissed off last night when I brought that up.
Why? Because
he's big time liberal. But I said, wow, Guantanamo Bay. Give it to Trump, man. He's using the space, using the beds. Mark Szymanski, Genesis Total Exteriors, joins us. Mark, you can kind of hear the conversation we're having, and any thoughts? We were talking about the DEI hires. Trump just got finished with a presser over the airline crash. Did you hear it?
No, I did not.
And he's basically blaming, of course, the Obama administration and the Biden administration. I guess when he came into office after Biden, he signed executive orders saying, hey, we're not going to fill jobs at the FAA because of someone's color or if they check a certain box.
Right.
We're going to do it off of merit. These have to be the smartest people in the world.
They say it's the most stressful job there is.
It takes years off people's lives.
That's what I hear.
I mean, like literally, they die 5 or 10 years before the average Joe, which is insane.
Yeah.
So when apparently Obama came in and said it's too white, so we have to start checking boxes depending on, religions, different countries, different colors, different everything.
Right.
So Trump changed that back to a merit-based system where basically they look at one thing. Can you do the job the best?
Well, and yesterday's proof of that. Right?
Yeah. So but then apparently Obama, he had that. Trump comes in, fixes it. Then 2020 happens, and Biden actually changes it to worse than what the Obama people were doing. So now Trump 3 days ago, once again, wants to go back to merit, sign the executive order. But it's crazy. How about the Gitmo thing real quick? Any thoughts on that? Do you have any problem with murderers that don't belong in the country? But we're not talking the average Joe Blow walking around in front of Home Depot. We're talking people with, 1,000 fentanyl pills, if not 100,000. We're talking child rapists. Right. We're talking the worst of the worst, murderers.
Why are they here in the first place? They should have never been here in the first place.
Well, they're here because of Biden, in my opinion.
I understand.
But,
so time to go.
It's nuts. All right, folks, 303-713-8255. I digress. Where's Stanford? See,
he's on his way. He's in traffic coming from the Springs.
Yeah, going through.
Traffic was bad today. I got hung up on 6th.
Where were you at, Goldenish?
Yeah, and I got hung up on 6th Avenue.
Dude, Castle Rock was like a whole different place.
It was a blizzard.
It's a blizzard. Then by the time you get to like Lincoln on 25, it's
snow?
fine.
It was snowing by you?
Oh my God, we had probably 4 inches of snow before we left.
White out at our house.
And it's had icy little crystals. Like the only good part about that stuff, you can get the snowblower out and like clean your deck and stuff off with the snowblower.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, the leaf blower.
The blower.
The blower. Hey, Paul, what's going on, man?
Oh, all right. I'm just sitting here trying to stay warm. How about you?
Same thing. It was pretty cold coming in, but it's nice and cozy in the studio. I've got good company with me. So what's going on with this repo?
Oh, let me tell you the story, and this is all 100% true. I have proof of everything. Thank God I recorded all my 80% of my conversations with these people on both ends, the repossession and the lender. So this is what's going on. I had some payments not go through, and I swear I got that situated that they were taking the money out of the right account, but I guess they weren't. I don't know how they lost the information of my address to my house. They were sending it to my parents' house for some reason.
So they were sending I'm sorry, Paul. Let me clarify something. So you possibly missed some payments, but you thought you got caught up. But if they were still sending you notices that you were late, you weren't getting them because they were going to your folks' house. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, now hold on. I got to take this break. I promise you're up first. Kurt, you're up second. Whoever's on line 3 with the Mike Shaw deal, you'll be up after that, and line 4's full as well. We got a lot kicking this morning on the Troubleshooter Show.
Water?
I got got some.
Would you bring Mark a water? Do you want coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee. Just water.
That Mark.
This is Mark. Mark Szymanski, Deputy D. In case you guys haven't met.
I have a case for you and Matt. I mean, you and Matt.
Okay.
Worst become the banker. Sounds good. It's probably going to be Jordan. It's probably going to be Jordan. Put up CMG's phone number for me.
Oh, man.
Just go to referral list and grab it. John Fuller Law, he is our attorney. Suzanne and I were coming back from Sam's Club, and this lady ran a light, could have killed us, totaled the car. Suzanne had a broken nose. We had other injuries as well. Bottom line, John Fuller got us 100% maximum policy limits from that accident. Every nickel she had in insurance we got, and he walked us through the case to maximize that. He also helped us when our daughter got rear-ended. Same exact thing. Car was totaled. She had injuries. Maximum payout. You want the best, forget about the rest, and I mean that. Write down John's number. Here it is. You ready? 303-597-4500. You're going to deal with the attorney himself. He's going to hold your hand through the entire case. He's going to maximize that case. Then when you get the maximum amount of money, he knows how to negotiate with the hospitals and the chiropractors and the doctors and everything else to make it the best outcome possible. A personal approach to personal injury. John Fuller Law, 303-597-4500. Now, I want to talk to Jordan Chiano. In fact, we were talking to Jordan yesterday. Jordan, this, how do you put it? This product you guys sell, this annuity, is absolutely unbelievable. You get a 15% bonus right now. And I want people to understand what a guarantee is. You can't lose money. If you're getting closer to retirement, the stock market goes up, the stock market goes down. If you want that guaranteed amount in a check form or a ACH into your bank account every single month, an annuity is right for you. You just got to find the right one. Tell us why your annuity is better than most.
Absolutely, Mark. Well, with our annuity, it's not only going to give that bonus, as you mentioned, but it's going to allow everybody to earn while the market's up, lock in those gains, and then, of course, if the market comes down and crashes, that's where you get the floor. Our annuity offers these floors with 0% with long-term care. You've mentioned this. This is a huge benefit.
The long-term care, listen to this, people. Let's say you're getting a check for $3,000 a month with this annuity you purchase. You maximize the bonus money. It sits there and grows with the market. When the market's up, you benefit. But if the market starts going down, it ratchets in and it doesn't go lower. You never lose any money. But then if you fall ill, you double that payment. That $3,000 becomes $6,000 a month. I mean, really, Jordan, you can't beat that. And that's at a time when you would need it because you have to have a nurse in or you have to have someone into your house, man, to help you out.
Absolutely. The cost is over $10,000 here in Colorado.
That's crazy.
Just think of that. Long-term care.
Yeah, long-term care. You know what? It's safety. That's it. I'm not saying all you do is this, but I'm telling you, it should be part of it. Then no matter what the stock market does, you're always going to have that check coming in every month. You can decide when to turn that cash flow on. Please call Jordan and the gang. Go to mymoneymyway.com. That's mymoneymyway.com.
I put CMG up for you. Did you not need that now?
I was going to I went long on Fuller.
Okay. So take it off now.
Yeah, that should have been exactly 3 minutes. That's all I cared about.
Matt was exiting the highway, so he should be here.
Did you watch that presser, Shannon, or no? I don't see him in there. I agree. I agree. I mean, yeah. I mean, we just got to do a little better at, well, first of all, I didn't know till yesterday Matt was showing up, no matter what. So that is really what changed stuff was right there. But I do agree with that statement. Don't you?
Not always, no.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Well, that's why we live in a diverse country. How often are you right when it comes to something between you and your wife, Mark? How often are you? 0. Okay.
Darn right.
See, I'm a little better than that, like 1 out of 100.
Okay.
Dimitri, you never got married? Ever?
No, I haven't found a volunteer.
Never. Did you get close at any point?
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Many multi-year relationships.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. By the way, this hour brought to you by Paul the Waterman, waterpros.net. You got to check him out. Suzanne and I got a system from him, and I am not kidding. It was more than half price of what the competition was. And in fact, Paul's a master plumber. I mean, this guy knows more about water than you can ever imagine. We love our system. We've had it 6, 7, 8 months, half the price as the others. And they have systems now at $3,700, under $3,700, that get rid of forever chemicals. They also soften the water. It does everything. It's an unbelievable machine for under $3,700. Other companies easily for that same kind of deal is going to be easily $10,000 to $12,000. Waterpros.net. You got to check them out. They're great people. Waterpros.net. Now I got to get back to Paul. So Paul, you missed a couple payments. The car company, did you buy it at one of these buy here, pay here places, this car?
No, I got it at the Chevy dealership. It's a 2018 Chevy 3500 flatbed.
Okay.
I bought it brand new.
So you missed a couple payments, but you thought you got caught up?
Yeah, and, I paid the truck completely off. Let's see, it was repoed on the 15th.
Wait a second. When did you pay it completely off?
On the 21st, so it was every business day after the 15th. So the 16th, I paid my maximum amount to the lender, which was $3,000. Then I paid on the 17th $3,000. Then it was that was a Friday. Then
wait, Paul, hold on a second. When did you completely pay the vehicle off? When was that?
On the 21st
of what?
Of this last 121-25.
So like 9 days ago.
Yeah.
So on 121 you pay it off. Did they already have it in possession? Was it already repoed?
Yep. And then that following Friday, they released the vehicle to me at the repo lot.
Okay.
And I'm going to go pick it up. And I called the lady. I'm like, I'm coming to pick up the vehicle. And then, she answered the phone like this. She's like, midnight recovery. Then I tell them who I am and I'm coming to pick up the truck. And she's like, oh, I don't know you. You got the wrong number. I'm like, what?
Well, okay, but forget about that. Who cares about that? Did you get the vehicle back?
No. No.
So where the hell is your truck that you paid off? And by the way, what day did it get repoed? So on 121, you completely paid it off. What day did it get repoed?
The 15th.
Of January.
Yeah.
So we're talking, you had it paid off within 6 days of it getting repoed, and the bank said go get it, right?
Yep.
But now you can't find it. So where the hell is your truck at, bro?
It's at some auction yard, Manheim auction. That's where they sent it to.
That makes no sense if it was repoed on the 15th, man. We are totally missing something, or else this repo company are complete morons.
Oh, yeah, they got 300 complaints if you look at their reviews.
Well, every tow company's going to have that, but man, this sounds crazy. You can't have a vehicle repoed on January 15th, pay the entire thing off by the 21st of January, 6 days later, the bank says go get it, and now it's in an auction. What am I missing? You have to shed more light on this. I'm missing something.
So, I'm going to go pick it up, and that's when they said they sent it to an auction. The lady hung up the phone, then she calls back 10 minutes later, like, oh, we sent your vehicle to an auction. And
When did they send it to the auction, according to the lady?
The same day the same day they told me I could go pick it up. Like, they sent it to me early, or they...
Okay, was it a mistake? I mean, help me out here a little, man. Are they saying we mistakenly sent it to an auction?
Yeah, they said they made it by mistake over there or something.
Okay.
The guy...
So
the lender was
they
saying
mistakenly
that the
dropped it off. Hold on, Paul. This story is so crazy. So they mistakenly dropped it off as of today, 1:30. So on 1/21, it gets repoed. January 15th, it gets repoed. 1/21, you pay it off. When did that conversation go down? Where they accidentally sent it to the auction?
On that following Friday, where so was that the 24th?
So on the 24th, they admit they accidentally sent it over. Now we're 6 days later on the 30th. Where the hell's your vehicle?
It's still at the auction.
Well, why can't you go get it at the auction? What's the problem?
So this is the problem. They have to call the auction yard and release it to me, just how they did over at the repo place. I called them. I told them till I was blue in the face. They have to call the auction yard and talk with them, and make sure my property is good and release it and everything. But
and why won't they make that call? If they already admitted to you they accidentally dropped it off, why wouldn't they do that?
I honestly really don't know. I had to get my mom on speakerphone and try and help me get somewhere with them, but they don't feel the need to contact them at all.
Well, okay, there's a couple things. One, you paid it off. I doubt you have the title in hand yet, but you're going to have the title in hand soon. So there's no way this auction is going to be able to sell it. I mean, they might be able to sell it, but no one's going to be able to title it. It's your damn vehicle. Is the title in your name?
Yes.
I'd get with the cop. Honest to God, first thing I would do, I would call a cop and say, hey, here's what happened, and tell them I need to go get my vehicle. These guys won't release it. Where is this auction house? Have you gone down there?
No. It would be a waste of time. The lender's saying I have to, if I just go over there and show my ID, they will release the truck to me.
Yeah.
And I call the auction place, and they're like, no, it doesn't work like that. You can't just come here.
All right, what's this? I don't know why this repo company. What's the name of the repo company?
Midnight Towing.
Midnight Recovery.
So listen, I'm going to put you on hold. You're going to give Kelly Midnight Recovery's phone number, and we're going to start calling them. And I hope you're not leaving anything out of this story. They're just, according to you, they're just being bastards. Let's put it how it is. Is that it?
But it's all the lender's fault, it's all them. Like the Midnight Recovery people.
But you're telling me Midnight Recovery, all they have to do is call over there right now.
No, it's First Tech Credit Union is the lender.
So you're complicating this once again. So that's not where we were about a minute ago. So now, who needs to call over to release the vehicle?
First Tech Credit Union.
And why won't they call over if you paid it off?
I honestly really don't know why they don't feel. But I have them recording of a few recordings of us trying to get.
Did you get a lien release from them? Usually it takes a while to get the title, but you can get a lien release almost immediately.
Yeah, they literally won't do it. I'm just waiting for a phone call from the auction yard from them to release it. I really don't understand.
So it has nothing to do with the damn repo company at this point, right?
No.
Okay, here's what I want to do then. Dimitri, do me a favor. Call over to this auction house. And I do want to clarify. Do you or do you not have a lien release, Paul?
I do not have a lien release. I'm waiting for a call for a release from them.
Well, did they send it to DMV? A lot of times DMV will have it, or no? You have no idea.
Honestly, I have no idea. They can't really give me any information since I can't verify.
I'd be taking all these clowns to small claims if everything is what he's saying. I'd be going after the bank. I'd be going after the auction house. If he paid this off on the 21st, and here we are 9 days later, and the credit union isn't giving him a lien release, these people are holding his car that he owns hostage. They have no right to hold it. It's his car. I don't care what the damn bank says. These guys better at the auction house have their crap together, because this is nuts. They can't. If you pay it off, he owns the vehicle. They don't own the vehicle. I don't get it. Dimitri, get involved in this and figure it out.
Hey, that sounds good. I'll talk with Paul and get the names and phone numbers from both the auction house and his credit union. I'll call them both and figure out where the disconnect is going on.
Please do that. I would love an update on this. Get through to someone at that auction house that can actually speak to the issue.
I'll do it as soon as I provide an update on another towing company from yesterday.
Wait a second. Let's do it after the break. Is that the one that got towed from the apartment complex?
Under mysterious circumstances with an unmarked truck.
And apparently there was no signs in the apartment complex for why it's towing or whoever they are now.
The apartment complex didn't order the tow, and Crystal, the consumer, is on the line right now.
Oh, I can't wait to get this. Hold on, everybody.
And I have an email from the towing company that you'll be very interested in hearing.
I cannot wait to hear this update. One line open. I'm sorry, whoever dropped off. 303-713-8255. One line open. Crystal, Jason, I promise we're going to get to you next. So, go grab, or Kelly, can you hear me? Kelly.
That's what she said.
Oh, it's like a whiteout down there.
I had to go 15, 20 miles an hour the whole way.
No wrecks. Until you hit Lincoln.
Right. And then it's clear.
We went through the same crap, man.
It's a miracle there weren't any wrecks, though.
Is it a crazy update, by the way?
It's the best of the day. It is pretty crazy. The story is crazy.
The whole story's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the Wi-Fi in here?
Right behind you. It's like iHeart Guest. Did you get mine finished up? Are they still arguing about the door?
I sent the door bid from him last night, so I think we're done.
Okay. 888heating.com. These guys, $45. First time customers only. It's going to be the best $45 you have spent on your house. I promise. You're going to love these guys so much. You're going to call me up and say, hey, Mark, you are absolutely right. Best $45 are going to come out, tear apart that furnace. They're going to clean all the dirt out of it, out of the blower motor. They're going to clean it. That's the number one killer of a furnace, is that they're going to slap a no breakdown guarantee on it. They're going to introduce you to a great company. I want you to call them up. Take advantage of this. Of course, when it's snowing and really cold, you're going to have to schedule it out a little bit, but it's well worth it. You can go to 888heating.com and schedule it right there. Pick the time you like. They're great people. I love Garrett. 888heating.com. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. These guys can help you with retirement. They can put it all together for you. Retirement's not just different investment tools. It talks about taxes. These guys talk about Social Security, optimizing your benefits, basically putting those extra dollars in your pocket every month. They can go over Medicare and supplements and insurance and annuities, long-term care, estate planning. Of course, they're going to talk about different financial tools to retire with, but the bottom line is they take everything into consideration, and every single plan is customized for you and your family. I want you to check them out at rpcenter.com. Tom uses these guys. rpcenter.com. What is going on, Matt? You busy?
Yeah, really.
What the hell's busy this time of year? Like snow caving in roofs?
Yeah, broken pipes, fires,
pipes.
Like kitchen fires, stuff like that. Old hail claims. Yeah. We find a way to fill the gap.
Yeah. What's the biggest one you're working on?
A meth job.
Ooh, let's talk about that on air.
Yeah, hotel.
A meth job.
Yeah, it was a hotel.
So they only want to give a certain amount for cleanup?
They gave them I think $40,000.
Is it one of those homeless meth places or what?
No, it's a Quality Inn. And it's
someone
they were cooking meth in 2 different rooms, smoking it, and it affected the whole floor. So
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I heard if they are smoking, they steal your car. I think Deputy Docs might have been one. But they steal your car, they smoke meth in it.
Probably total it.
They total it. I mean, the car could be in perfect shape with the exception there's meth in all the upholstery, the flooring, the ceiling, everywhere.
Apparently that stuff gets into just everything.
And they can't get rid of it. And if they do get rid of it, it costs more than, in other words, it would cost $20,000 to get rid of it in a car that's worth $18,000.
So is that covered by regular insurance then?
Yeah. Yep.
I think you might need a rider or something for that.
No, that's part of airborne contaminant.
Now my Tesla can hit that one button, and it does something. I'm not sure what it does, but it's supposed to keep the meth out.
Locks the doors.
There's a name for it, and I can't think. I've used it when it was really smoky.
So it just hyperventilates out the top somehow, or
I don't know what the hell it does, but it looks like a little
meth pipe?
No, a little meth pipe. You hit it, and it's all cool. No, it's like I don't even know what that symbol is. Like I don't know. You would think I know, but it's not every day you hit that.
Yeah, you don't
button.
have to use it that often, I wouldn't think.
You guys seen the new Vacation with, it's not that new, but with Christine Applegate? Yeah. That car they have that's got the key fob that's got 900 things. He hits the one and it's an ejection seat. He flies out of the top of the car.
Oh, it's hilarious, man.
I think it's really good.
Is it on, what, Netflix or what?
No, it might be. It came out maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's on something, though. But it's really
Chevy
good, Mark.
Chase shows up at the end,
Yep, he looks like total crap
He's
in
let
that.
himself go.
Yeah, it's too bad.
The 50-year anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, I saw the music. I told you it's the music special on Monday night.
Of what?
Saturday Night Live.
SNL.
It's 50th?
Last Monday they had a music special about all the music. It was an awesome special.
Are they going to have like Chetty and all those guys?
Yeah.
Or?
Steve Martin.
I wonder if they'll get Eddie Murphy. I haven't seen him forever.
He came back for a little bit right before a movie.
I think it'll be all of them, man.
But will Chevy come out there? I mean, he's huge, isn't he?
Yeah. He's just really let himself go. Right. I don't think he's going to do any prank falls or anything.
No way. He looked
Break a hip.
10 years ago in that movie. He looked horrible.
Yeah.
You know who still looks good is Christy Brinkley.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, my God.
You know what? She did. She had a good surgeon.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
like
sure
Meg
that didn't
Ryan
hurt. Yeah.
Or freaking Melanie Griffith, who looked like, Wayne Newton now.
Oh, man. Christy Brinkley still.
She's still smoking, man. Yeah.
70 years old. Her birthday's coming.
All right, we've got a lot cooking, so here's what I want to do on Paul. Paul's the one that called up. His vehicle got repoed on the 15th of January. He paid the vehicle off on 1/21. 5-6 days later, he pays it off to the bank. Some auction house has it. How it even ended up in an auction house in 5 or 6 days is wrong. Everything done on this deal was wrong. But regardless, we need to get this figured out. So, Kelly, get all his information, send it over to Deputy Dimitri, and Dee's going to be making some calls. He's also got a great update we're going to go to in a second. But really quick, Jay, you've got a suggestion for Paul in that repo issue. What say you?
I think the first thing I would do at this moment would be just report it stolen. He does not have his vehicle. He knows where it is.
Yeah.
He's at real risk of it being accidentally auctioned.
Well, I told him to go down there and call the cops when he's down there and get a cop to show up and make him release it. The problem is he doesn't have the title or the loan release or the lien release.
If he's got the VIN number, they can run it. It'll show who owns it.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. It's just nuts, man. Jay, I appreciate it. It's not a bad idea. One line open, 303-713-8255. Dimitri, I'm dying to know about this update. So, woman calls yesterday, and I'll paint the picture really quick. Her son's vehicle was towed from a complex that doesn't hire a tower, first of all. I looked at it at Google Earth. I didn't see any signs anywhere on the property as well. Apparently a neighbor possibly told some tow company to tow it, but regardless, they towed it and the vehicle was gone. How much did they want to get the vehicle back? $2,000?
Yeah, Crystal, by the way, is on the line right now waiting to weigh in on this, but to summarize, her son's truck, it's an 85 Dodge Ram, which turns out to be a valuable vehicle.
Got it.
Got towed away.
And it was like, she called it a family heirloom because it was like her dad's or something like that.
It's been in the family ever since. Yeah. Well, there are a couple weird parts. One is there's a Ring video of an unmarked towing truck hooking up to the...
No PUC number, no name.
No sign, no name, like a repo truck or a thief's truck.
I wonder if it was these goofballs at brought this one to the auction on accident.
Okay. Yeah, Midnight Repo.
Midnight, yeah.
What a name. And anyway, so the unmarked truck towed the Dodge to a commercial parking lot and dropped it off there, where after that, APT towing took over.
So they brought it to the commercial parking lot and just kind of abandoned it?
Abandoned it there,
And what was this commercial parking lot? Like a Walmart? What are we
I don't
talking
know.
about?
I didn't look into it because I was just focused on getting the lady's
And then
truck
whoever
back.
monitors that or whoever works there saw it there for a while and called APT.
Yeah, so they called APT, and the consumer called us yesterday and alleges the following. APT said, first of all, they wanted a couple of $1,000s, if I remember right, to release the truck. And then they said, well, it's too late anyway. We're going to apply for the title and sell the truck. And I'm paraphrasing the consumer's allegations.
Well, and one of the things I want to bring up for people out there, tow truck companies, not repos. Repos are completely different. But if your vehicle gets towed from an apartment complex because you parked in the wrong spot, let's say it's completely your fault, and they have the tow charge, and then they have the daily storage fee, and all of a sudden, even a couple days later, you owe $500-600. They have to release that vehicle, I believe, for around $85. And then you can make payments to them. You're basically getting a loan from them. They're supposed to have signs up that say this, but a lot of these yards don't have them up. But they have to let that vehicle go under a lot of circumstances.
I agree. And Crystal claims that they did not give her that option. And so I developed a source deep inside the PUC, and the lady over there yesterday launched an investigation into this matter. And then earlier this morning, I invited both the PUC and APT Towing to come on the air to kind of present their sides of the story.
Sure.
In case there's an omission or an inaccuracy.
And what they say?
Well, so here's the response from Karen Fisher over at APT Service. Good morning, Dimitri. The email begins. This truck is not worth all these problems. Please let the owners, Dennis and Austin know that they can come pick up their truck free of charge.
Wow!
Please have them call us. And then she included that phone number. And also to set the record straight, we did not tow this vehicle from an apartment complex. We towed it from a shopping center.
Okay,
and that's consistent with
can I read between the lines? We really screwed up.
Yeah.
And she can come get it for free. That's kind of what I hear. Now that's my impression.
Yeah.
But that is not a typical response from the tow company by any stretch.
That's right.
And this is after you got involved and after the PUC got involved. What did the PUC have to say?
Well, the PUC lady, turns out she just emailed me too. She doesn't have time to come on the air today, but she offered to come on the air next week to discuss what rights consumers have.
I would love that, actually.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
So I'll email her and set up a telephone appointment.
It's one of those things I don't necessarily agree with, so I need to say that. I don't necessarily agree with telling a business that's owed $500 to $1,000 that you have to accept $85. Because the problem is a lot of times they're simply not going to get paid. Now, they can go after the vehicle at that point. They can do a mechanics lien. They can bring them to court. They can probably charge interest. But it doesn't matter if it's some bum, like literally some bum. You're never going to collect a dime from them. And it might be very hard to get the car back because they left state.
Yeah, I agree. And so this is just one of those instances where the pendulum has swung pretty far in the other direction.
Exactly.
Following God knows how many decades of abuses by towing companies.
Yeah, and then, of course, with our liberal governor down there, you're right. It swung so far, though, to the left on this. I mean, I don't even know how you operate a towing company anymore here, but it sounds like these guys did a multitude of things wrong. It shouldn't have been brought there. Did we ever find out, Crystal, did we ever find out who the original undercover black tow truck with no PUC, nothing, did we ever figure out who owned that?
We have not. We talked to the manager at the apartment complex, and she actually saw the tow truck coming into the parking lot when she was showing an apartment. And when she came back out, our vehicle was already gone. And she had said that the tow truck looked like the Tater tow truck from Cars.
The what?
What?
From the Cars movie.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Cartoon, yeah.
Breaking down red truck.
What's it called? Tater?
Tater's the name from Cars.
Tater.
So our concern is that this APT services is in collusion with other tow companies
Yeah.
to tow cars to their parking lot. So
well, they very well could be, but I mean, thanks to Dimitri and you calling into the show, my God, it sounds like we put them on alert. I mean, anybody out there that has a problem with APT, you need to call into the show. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we're concerned.
Did you get the vehicle back though?
We just got the email this morning.
Rock and roll.
The vehicle's not running.
Yeah.
So it has to be towed.
Well, you know what? I'd have them tow it. Why wouldn't they tow it?
See if you can hire them to tow it back.
No, honest to God, why wouldn't they tow it?
I agree.
Mark,
they're going to
guys,
probably
let's
tow
not
it.
push it. Let's just go.
Oh, BS. They're the ones that no one should have towed this in the first place.
I agree, but just go get it. Mark, the vehicle is worth, Tom looked it up. Unrestored, it's $20,000 to $30,000.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Go get it. But my God, you know what I do is at least take them to small claims court, Crystal. It's going to cost you $50. I'd go after them. Yeah, I'd go after them for pretty much the full amount. I mean, honest to God, I would come up with different expenses that equal $7,500 at this time.
And Crystal, one more thing, real quick. Please consider getting that truck plated, registered, insured, and take some steps to make it more difficult to steal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. All right. Hey, I'm glad we could help out, Crystal.
I am too. You guys were great. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. That's another. So how much? 30,000, 40?
He said between 20 and 30. So
I don't hear you on air.
Oh, Tom said that the auction for unrestored is 20 to 30,000.
Wow.
So if we go in the middle,
yeah, let's round it.
25,000.
So that's $335,000 as of this second.
They shouldn't keep that on at an apartment complex either, though.
No, that's crazy.
Right.
Well, here's the main thing, though. I would go after that tow company for the cost of the tow coming back. It'd be hard to come up with expenses to equal $7,500. But I'd say you miss some hours of work, no doubt. There's no doubt they miss some hours of work. I don't know if any damage has been done to this truck. They might get it back when it gets towed back, and there could be damage, so that could be more.
Yeah, I hope it's not missing any valuable parts.
Anything. Honestly, God, when I got it back, I'd go over it. Anything there, I would sue APT for, and I would continue to go on the PUC. And let's line them up. I would love for consumers to understand, from the horse's mouth, if you will, every single thing that they get in Colorado when it comes to getting their vehicles towed. People just don't know.
I'll take a look at your schedule, and I'll schedule her for an appointment on the days that you're here.
All right, rock and roll. Crystal, glad to help. Jason, you'll be next. Mike Shaw, dealership problem. We've got two lines open, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. As you just saw, we solve problems. That was a great one, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, what a
great
win.
one.
I can't believe how quickly that went. I mean, we just got the case yesterday afternoon.
That's a grand slam, man.
Yeah, that's really nice. Great truck. I looked at pictures of them on the, on the
85
internet. Dodge Ram.
Yeah, man.
It's got that really awesome classic look.
Built like a tank.
Probably. Super simple to work on. 1,000.
No, I mean, the engine was, or the...
Oh, I don't know. I just looked at the pictures, not the specs.
Single cab.
Yeah, I think in those days that was pretty much the norm.
There's not many tows from an apartment complex that end like that. In fact, I'd say almost none.
Especially with an unplated truck.
Unplated, not running truck. I've never heard of an apartment complex that could care less.
That's amazing.
Genesis Total Exteriors, Mark's sitting right next to me. They got a deal going. We're going to talk more about it during the show, but interior doors, buy one, get one free. That is an incredible deal. If you had an apartment or a rental, you can get some cheap doors, buy one, get one free. If it's for your house, you can get some nice, beautiful, solid doors. Whatever you want, buy one, get one free interior doors. But of course, Genesis does everything on the outside of your house. Fences, decks, sidings, windows, roofing. These guys do it all. Check them out. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Become the banker. Jordan, I got to tell you, we just talked to him last hour. Here's the bottom line. You want to talk about annuities. You want that guaranteed money. No way to lose principal, period, end of story. I want you to sit down and do a Zoom meeting, a phone call, or a face-to-face meeting with these guys. Please go to mymoneymyway.com. That annuity with the 15% bonus, and then it has all kinds of extra bells and whistles when you turn it on. Check them out at mymoneymyway.com.
So, Dee, you said your $5 ones are no better than the $200 ones. Have you tried nicer ones compared to not nicer ones? Or
At one point, I borrowed my friend's snowshoes. I think she paid about $200 for them.
Yeah.
And they worked great. And when I bought mine for $5 at an estate sale, they worked just as well.
But they could be $200 ones that you just got at a deal.
Yeah, it
right?
could
You
be.
don't know how much
Yeah,
they're
it could be.
It's funny because I'm looking at the sizes and it's like there's like some for $45 on Amazon.
Yeah, so the ones I have are what's called women's size, and that just has to do with the footprint of the
Yeah, it
shoe
says
itself.
weight too.
Weight too, yeah.
So there's 80 to 160 pounds, which I'm between that weight.
The
but
smaller
then there's
ones-
120 to 220, and I'm between that weight
Get
too.
the smallest ones because they'll be much more convenient. So
And lighter.
Yeah, the bigger ones you have to go like this to make room for them, right? But with the little ones you won't have to make such a.
Listen, I got some old tennis rackets,
Yeah.
some duct tape, and some of those straps.
Get some.
You guys going snowshoeing?
I want to try it.
Yeah.
It's
My wife loves it. I can't stand it.
Really?
It looks so boring.
I love it.
You're just walking.
I love it.
I know,
well,
it's
you know
water.
where we live. That's
Well, you could to get the mail. It might help.
But the idea is to go walking in pretty places. I go to the open spaces over there by Sedalia, all those Douglas County open
you gotta come out
spaces.
to our house.
Open spaces, that's the furniture store.
Living spaces,
Oh.
silly.
Open spaces and Castlewood Canyon
I know.
Park.
Can you believe it?
And I
Inside the
four-wheeler to
furniture.
the mountains a lot
Right,
with my
yeah.
snowshoes.
You go in there, you get a buzz, and you buy a couch you
I don't
never
wanna walk
wanted.
to Walmart. And,
Yeah.
It's about getting
And then
outside
your
and
tab
have
is
pretty
free.
scenery.
Is it really?
Up to $50.
And you have to.
That's crazy.
All the layers
Beer,
become really
wine,
important.
beer,
because you get
wine, and
so hot.
Honey, let's buy
covered
the-
Is
in
it all
sweat.
$2?
And
No,
so
pizza's
it's
like
important to have the
3 or 4.
layers. But,
So they got pizza?
man, it's so much
they
fun.
got-
How much is a wine? Is it cheap wine?
$2.
$2. So
At
beers
the
are
living
$2.
spaces? We haven't been yet, but our beer friends, we made beer
They go
friends.
there just to
Shocking.
drink.
They're like, let's go get a beer at living
The
spaces.
guy said that people come and watch the Broncos game there and stuff.
Is there TVs?
Yeah.
I'm in, man. They don't have Stagecoach near you anymore, right?
God,
They're
no.
redoing it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know when it's going to open. Stagecoaches.
After our claim, we're redoing our furniture. So I said to Mark, we got to get up there to living spaces.
What's the furniture like there? Is it like American furniture-ish?
I think a little bit better.
Okay.
Is it? That's nice.
Yeah, most of it, some of it's in stock in town. The rest comes from California, but it's all arrives.
How big's this bar area?
It's decent size. It's way bigger than this room.
Like
You can just go in
TVs?
there, TVs, yeah. They said like in the afternoon, women will come and drop the kids off because it's a big play area. Let the kids play, and they'll have a little happy hour
That's
there.
hilarious.
At the furniture store.
And they're not buying anything.
God,
Just
Lord.
hanging out.
And they ain't making any money at $2.
Well, they're
They-
selling couches. And
They must know what they're doing, though. I mean,
He said they're opening another one here, but it will not have.
What's
the
that,
kids play
Shannon?
area. The bar
yeah,
will be there.
that's probably not worth it, huh?
Well, they said
Yeah.
that's a problem is that no one's watching the kids. The kids.
No, I'm trying to get more minerals and
That's like
electrolytes.
my favorite casino.
Right there, buddy.
Right next to one of my favorite
I'm gonna try
sports bars in the
Taco Chico
casino
or
has
whatever
like a
next.
kid zone.
Vegas?
Tom's
Yeah.
daughter loves them. I've
And
never
I'm like,
had
that
one.
is so weird.
Topo Chico?
A
yeah,
kid
it's good stuff.
who comes
Very
in,
delicious.
drops their kid off, their little kid, at a casino while you gamble.
Yeah. That's a little fun.
I guess in Vegas.
Bubbly.
I'm probably just jealous when our kids were that little. I didn't see any of those places.
No.
We dropped them off at Circus one time at the amusement park.
That's still there, isn't it? Circus.
It's for
Dude,
sale.
that is the nastiest, grossest casino. If they ever turn the lights on in that joint,
The roaches will scatter.
you'll see dead bodies, I'm sure.
Yeah. I haven't been in there in
It is so nasty. It is a full-blown carnival going on.
It's for sale. The land's really valuable.
They got, well, yeah, of course. They need to just
bulldoze it.
bulldoze it. And that's slots of fun in front of them. All right, 303-713-8255. We do have 2 lines open. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of real quick. Frank Duran, the real estate man. You want the best realtor out there. I promise that's Frank. He sold our house in Castle Rock in Red Hawk for more than any other model. Same exact model. He got more money at the time. Then when he was negotiating with the people selling their house in Franktown, he saved us a ton of money, almost $100,000. This was back in 2014 or 15. Unbelievable realtor. Every single year he goes to classes on negotiations. He just stays on top of the game. He sells more homes, listen to this, more homes in 1 month that most realtors sell in an entire year. FrankDuranHomes.com. That's FrankDuranHomes.com. Now, let's go to an issue with Mike Shaw. Jason, what the heck is going on with Mike Shaw?
How's it going, man? This is my first time being on radio, so I hope I don't sound like an idiot.
No problem. So far, so good, man.
All right. Hey, so quick bullet point on my Jeep. My issue that I have is I bought this Jeep, the 2017 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. I bought it on November 14th.
Boy, are those popular.
Yeah. It's been in my driveway a grand total of 3 nights since then. It's been between 2 different mechanic shops.
So hold on one second. You bought it on November 14th of 2024 from Mike Shaw.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how much did you pay for it?
$24,000.
Did you buy it as is? Most likely you did, but did you buy an extended warranty or anything with it?
Yeah, that's the very first thing that comes up in these situations.
So how much was the warranty?
There's no warranty. I didn't buy no warranty.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I'm glad you didn't buy a warranty, quite honestly. So what happened?
Yeah, so I drove the vehicle home the night that I bought it, and I noticed that it was blowing cold air through the vents. So the very next day...
So you bought it, you got it home, and the heater's not working, correct?
Correct.
All right, let's keep it right there. I'm dying to find out what happened. I can already tell he didn't get this thing checked out, but we're going to see if we can help him. Everybody hold tight. We have one line open, 303 Martino, and we've got a meth story coming up. That is crazy. That could mean anything in the world, couldn't it? That could mean
Stay tuned.
Literally anything. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait, man. Get that damn claim done. Those bastards.
So you gonna do the work?
We're gonna do more. We're gonna do the flooring in the living room, family room, whatever room.
Family room. We're going to replace the carpet with the wood.
I still don't know what I'm going to do on the damn trim. That scares the shit out of me.
So you're talking the room adjacent to the
kitchen.
That's carpet?
That's carpet.
We're a big TV and fireplace.
It's pretty much the only carpet except for the bedroom.
So you're going to do wood there?
We're going to do wood there.
Just leave the baseboards alone.
God, I need to at least find somebody then that can come in and sand them and do some other stuff.
Well, no, you could go to paint, but to sand them down. Now, if you say, sand them because I want to restain them, then replace them. Because it's not what there's cheaper to replace them.
And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was literally that railing stuff. I'd like an idea if that would really make that look better because we have so much wood. I mean, it's like a country estate. I don't know if taking that railing out, the existing, and putting that stuff in would be a benefit. I think it would look cool as shit.
Putting what stuff in?
Like,
mention this.
Like an iron.
Like raw iron?
Something, or some form of metal.
I'll show you the one we just finished.
Look at what
railing are you talking about?
New.
On the staircase. Not the railing, the pickets. Yeah. Well, I guess you would do the railing too. I don't know.
Some people leave that wood.
But we have so much of that wood flowing through the entire house. I don't know if that would be a smart idea.
Well, too much wood can be an overkill too. So, it might be a little nice accent.
My favorite part is our nook in the kitchen. It's got that hardwood on the ceiling. God, I love that. And then what do we do for that kickboard, Mark? That kickboard in there.
I'm waiting to see these pictures, Mark.
You could go with a baseboard.
Yep.
To hide whatever.
Well, but then I got to worry about getting it stained to where
jams
to match the jams, which.
Painted trim in the mountains is big right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to paint that.
Really?
We just did our condo. We got rid of the wood and put all new baseboards in and stuff.
Oh man, tell me the Broncos didn't just. That last game was sad.
Oh. Yeah. No, I'm just.
Everybody was so happy the week before, though, because we beat KC, but my God, we played their fourth string.
Yeah. I'm a KC fan, just so you know.
She is, too. She's got a shirt that
I'm from there, though.
What does your shirt say?
Go Taylor's boyfriend.
The Swiftie. The Swift effect.
How much do you think that brought?
Most
You
football
know
guys.
she brought so many dollars
to
that damn team.
I can think of
just
10
merch.
people that are fans now that weren't before because
I don't have pictures now with the treads.
Well, they'll sit there. These women will sit there waiting for them
see
to pan to
we
Taylor.
were doing shots every time they showed her.
I bet you got lit, boy.
That's cable, and I'll show you one of them.
Let me see what it looks like, Ben.
Swipe.
And the treads are installed now. Those are just.
Well, that's pretty cool. In this circumstance, it's gorgeous. I don't think that would be good in our house, though. That's pretty modern. That's pretty cool looking, though, Mark. How much does it cost for, like, if we talk about this on air? Is it like per square foot? I mean,
linear foot. And I don't want to because there's a lot of variables.
1,000 variables. Yeah. Okay. Are you doing a lot of them now?
Got 4 of them going.
Nice.
So.
It is pretty cool, that cable.
Yeah, Guantanamo, man.
I love it.
Then what, though? You leave them there? Or is this a segue to...
The ones they're afraid of, they're saying they're going to use it for, are ones that you ship back and their countries aren't going to keep them. So they're going to end up back here. So those are the ones. So I don't know what they're going to do with them.
How many can they hold over there?
30,000 beds. Which, we're talking, 12 million illegals. I don't know how many of those are hardened criminals. Maybe 50,000. I mean, I don't know.
It feels like it might be
worst
a
of
little
the
too
worst of the worst.
contemporary for what we have going on, but I love it.
Well, I think Bush opened that, didn't he? I'm almost sure of it.
I don't know.
Because it was
Bush,
after
Bush
9/11.
We don't
Bush
live-
2.
we don't live in it. So it's a
Or he at least converted it. Because remember, we couldn't keep them here in our country for legal reasons. So they did those military tribunals.
Turf, right?
It's we own that.
Yeah. I think it's brilliant.
Maybe soon we'll keep them in Greenland after we take Greenland.
Open up a Shawshank over there.
And then, so Greenland, and then we can put them in the
upper stretches of Canada.
What's the strait he wants to take back? The Panama. So we can take that. We can make them work for us in Panama.
Generate the revenue.
Kick the Chinese out of there.
Yeah, they want $500,000 for a ship to go through there.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know. And they're charging our Navy. That's the part that blew me away. I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
I mean, we gave them that. Well, what kind of morons Carter giving them that?
Right.
It's this globalist. It's this globalist thought. Like, can't we all just get along? And what happens? We end up with all the deadbeats. We end up with all the
No
debt.
good deed goes.
Right here.
It would kill me in New York City or even in Denver where, they had people staying in the Roosevelt. The fucking Roosevelt. And there's homeless vets out there not getting anything. It's like, I don't even know how you justify that. Chicago apparently is even worse. They got people showing up to all their open meetings, just slamming that mayor left and right.
And then he's still.
Yeah, he's as crazy as he gets.
And then hear that he won't open up the gift room. They have a gift room in Chicago when somebody gives you a gift. There's a department that oversees that. Wouldn't let them go in and see because he's got all these gifts. He's not recording them. He's got all kind. They're digging up shit on him that way. And there's they won't go in the gift room where you keep all this stuff.
You know what's in there? They're probably goodie bags for the illegals that come in. They're like, we're going to put you up in a hotel, and here's a little goodie bag. There's some needles in there because we don't want you sharing needles. A little meth over there in the corner, whatever, and a coupon for a hooker.
4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Isn't Chicago the one that the mayor at one point, though, had crack and then $10,000 in cash in his freezer or $100,000? I'm pretty sure that was Chicago. Although that could have been New York. Look it up. The mayor with crack and money in the freezer.
They were going to try to bust some people in Aurora today.
at the church.
Yeah, but
They're all around here. They opened up the Air Force Base to these guys, or whatever base is over here.
Bad news. You don't need advice, so you don't have to lose.
Yeah. How much money? What was it?
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now,
$100,000.
Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Deputy D's working on that other repo case right now. Hopefully, we can get this poor guy his truck back. I'm not going to recap it, but basically, it was accidentally sent to an auction by a repo tower, and he's got it paid off now. The whole thing's just a cluster, but we're getting involved, and hopefully he gets it back. We solved that other one from yesterday. They wanted $2,000. Listen to that. $2,000, this tow company, for this poor woman and kid to pick up their vehicle. And after we got involved, especially with the PUC, they decided kindly today to have her come get it for free. Gee, I wonder if that was out of the kindness of their heart. But now, right at this second, we're dealing with Jason. He bought a 2017 Jeep Wrangler at Mike Shaw. He's driving it home in November. He bought it on November 14th. And I did want to ask him, he paid $24,000 for it, but Jason, how many miles were on this Jeep?
Oh, I bought it with 126.
All right, so it had quite a few miles for a Jeep. It had quite a few, at least for a Wrangler, because you never know how people are driving those. But anyhow, so you buy it. As you're driving home or the next day, you realize when you turn the heater on, there's no heat whatsoever.
Yeah, so I took it immediately back to the dealership.
Yep, what'd they say at Mike Shaw?
I have a work order. Yeah, so funny thing, the sales manager came out and he literally says when it left, it didn't have that problem when it left. And
how many miles did you put on it?
18. It's 9 miles.
You know what? I can instantly say if what you're telling me is correct. I can't believe he could look you in the eyes and say that. It didn't have that
100%.
problem when it was here, but 18 miles later, you must have broke the heater. So what happened?
Yeah, so then it sat there for a week, and then they told me it was fixed. I came back, it was not fixed.
What did they say they did to it?
They said that they flushed the coolant, and it was all ready to go.
Well, see, here's the deal, man. Here's the problem with the problem you're having. It could be anything. It could be low on coolant. Literally, being low on coolant can cause that. It could also have a problem.
Taken it to
Go ahead.
Another shop.
And what did the other shop say? They're going to say head gasket. Go ahead.
I'll read you. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it says the engine is burning coolant internally into the heads. And it also said that after further inspection, the engine heads have been off recently as they were most likely trying to fix the real issue.
Wow. And how do they know that? They're just, hey, let's get Kevin Calkin on Sheridan Auto Tech, please. Hold on, man. I want to verify a few things. You know what we're up against here, Jason? You know what I'm going to tell you? Number one, why the hell didn't you have it checked out when you bought it?
Well, the Jeep is insane clean. Like, it looks in really good shape.
All right. Well, in the future, I just want everybody listening to know that's the dumbest advice I ever heard. And we're going to help you. We're going to help you to the best of our ability. But for people listening, I want them to understand, I don't care how clean the vehicle is. You have a mechanic or a technician. You bring it somewhere. You have them go there. I don't care what it is. You have the vehicle checked out. And on top of that, if the dealership doesn't let you take it to get checked out or doesn't let someone come in to look at it, you simply don't buy it. So that's future advice for you. Okay, Jason?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So you didn't have it checked out. What you're up against is you bought it as is. But man, I'll tell you what, if everything you're telling me is true and you drove off with that vehicle that messed up where it needed a head gasket, I'm going to be talking about Mike Shaw for a long time. We've got some verification to do in this story. I want to see, one, I want you to email us the estimate in the write-up from the other shop right away, like right now. When I put you on hold, Kelly will tell you where to send it. And then, Kelly, I want to get Kevin Calkin on. While we're waiting for those two things, one line open, 303 Martino. Matt, we were talking, Matt's a public adjuster, Paragon Services. These guys have helped me out so much to the tune of well over 100,000. First one, my roof had to be 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
4, I think. Yeah, 4 years.
So listen to this, folks. I'm seeing all my neighbors get new roofs. So I call up my insurance company. I forget who it was at the time. Who was it? Do you remember?
It was California something?
Something weird.
Yeah, not a common one.
I should have known with the name California that they try to screw me. But here's the deal. I call them up. They come out. They say, hey, there's no damage, no claim, no damage. Boom. I'm like, well, I'll be damned. All my neighbors are getting one. When I say that, we live on property, but literally, I saw a lot of people in the neighborhood getting them. So I call up Matt, and I said, Matt, I don't understand. Can you come over and look at my roof and tell me if I have damage? Because I'm seeing other people get new roofs. And you came out and you said, yeah, there's damage here. And how does that work, guys? Mark Szymanski, you're in the roofing business. You both know insurance companies in and out, but insurance companies, they're looking for what to replace the whole roof in general? 5 squares?
No, you look at 1 square on each side of the roof, and you're looking anywhere from 8 to 13, depending on what insurance company.
8 to 13 hits?
Right. Damage.
In a square?
In a square.
And how big's the square?
10 foot by 10 foot.
So in a 10 foot by 10 foot area on 2 different places on the house, you're looking for 13 plus hits.
Right, but you actually, if you have sides, a roof that faces all sides, west, north, east, south, all those have to have it.
Okay.
Or, usually if 3 sides have it, they're going to place the whole roof. But, we're doing one right now with Matt, and what, half of it is damaged, the other half.
Yeah, they'll pay for half the roof.
0 damage on the other half.
That's because these insurance companies are just losing money out the ass, to be quite honest.
Right. Yeah.
So Matt comes out. Remember, I already had the company out. And they say, nope, no damage, no nothing, blah, blah, blah. I get Matt out there. He makes a call. Next thing I know, he's meeting another adjuster out there.
Yeah, I got to reassign to another guy. That's important.
So that's one of the first things you do. Right. And that's in a claim where they just say, forget about it.
Right. You want to reassign it because no one wants their work checked and to look like an idiot.
So he comes out, and these guys meet up. I don't remember if I was there or not, quite frankly. But, fast forward, $70,000, $80,000 claim. So we went from, I have no damage, to a check for $80,000. Not only did Matt get my roof covered, listen to this. I got a new roof. I got new paint. In fact, Mark, that's when your guys came out and painted the entire exterior of my house. And I say this during your commercials a lot. That was 4 or 5 years ago. It still looks like you guys painted it yesterday.
Yep, that's key to great prep and, great product.
And you had that lady come out, and Suzanne, she was kind of hell-bent on getting the same color. I guess a lot of people do that. We don't have to worry about an HOA or any of that. We can paint our house purple if we want.
That's always a touchy subject. Sometimes I'm not sure if I should mention it, but I mentioned, you guys, have you ever thought about a different color?
Because it was kind of yellow.
Yeah, and I think the thing was, Mark, I always sort of wanted a yellow house, and we didn't have the house for very long, and it was like, changing it, but really? Best decision ever.
Yeah,
that
so
blue is
this lady comes out and is looking at the color of our barn and our garage. I don't know if we had the garage at the time, but
you didn't.
Yeah, she's looking at everything and she's going, this is what I would do. And Suzanne's like, I love it.
She took our stone into account.
Everything.
It was
because the paint, the color of the paint actually matches some of we have stone columns and
stuff. She
stuff.
even took the interior into account.
It was crazy, man. So not only do we get the full house painted, the barn painted, the barn gets a new roof, the house gets a new roof. You got his money for the deck, for the railing. I mean, boom, $80,000 from zero. It's absolutely insane. Then, just to cap it off, I'll tell you how beneficial these two are, especially when they work together. Here, listen to this one. This is insane. So 4 years later, last year, we get hail damage. Not on the roof, because my new roof is hail-proof. We had other neighbors have damage everywhere. My roof does not get hail damage anymore. But the hail hit so hard on our deck, it came in through the glass door, which is insane, and flooded out our kitchen while we were away. Our daughter comes home, and I get this video of our kitchen floor with like 100 towels, every towel she could find, mopping this up. It was probably like that for 12, 13 hours. I, unlike most people, have different riders on my insurance. And one of the riders I put on was flood. It was like $75 for the year, and I get it through Compass. Compass said, hey, this is real flood insurance. The chances of your house ever flooding is 1 in a zillion. I mean, if you look at my house, it would never flood unless if something crazy happened. Something crazy happened. And sure enough, they first denied me saying it was flood. And then you piled up.
The hail piled up on your back door, and
like
the water,
3 feet high.
Right, and then it melted quickly, and the water seeped through the door.
Yep.
And so we were like, "Well, hey, that's flood." And they said, "Well, it didn't come from the ground; it came from your deck."
Yeah, which our deck is like maybe 15 feet off the ground, but it's like massive.
Right.
And it's like, but so Matt gets involved. They come out. I put in the claim. I think this is a no-brainer. We had flood insurance. They said, at first they didn't realize I had the flood rider. So they say, no, you don't have coverage. That's flood. I said, well, okay, I have a flood rider. Look at it. Then they call back and go, well, yeah, you do. But it's not really the definition of flood because it didn't come from the ground. I said, so you denied it because it was a flood to begin with. So you denied it. Then when I pointed out I had flood coverage, you're denying it because it's not your kind of flood. So I get Matt involved. How much am I going to get?
We're finally to the finish line, probably between 40 and 50K from zero.
So from absolutely zero, once again, Paragon Services, and Mark had a lot to do with this. You came out, look at the damage, and you write up what I need. I needed stuff I didn't even think I didn't even think of. Correct. In fact, you pointed out damage in the basement I didn't even know was there from the water seeping down that sliding door.
Yep.
And you got me a new sliding door.
Right.
Son of a gun.
We're a team.
It's unbelievable, guys. Any questions you have on any damage, we do have one line open. I'm going to take this break. Kevin Calkins up. We're going to talk to that. We're going to bring Jason back up with this Mike Shaw Jeep deal. Kelsey has a problem with toll charges. Don't we all? And David has an issue with his brother-in-law. 18. Okay, Joe Lazara, Gravina. I like that Nick Gravina, guys. He's a good guy.
Solid dude.
When we have Kevin on, let me talk a little bit. He's done some good things for me.
Who's that?
Kevin Calkin.
Oh, cool. Yeah, give him a blowjob.
He's a solid guy. I love Kevin.
He's a good guy.
He's older than you'd think, man. I was shocked how old he was. I'm not going to.
You have trouble with your truck?
Okay, hold on, guys.
Recently?
My truck's
Gravina! You know I love these guys. If you're looking for windows, I'm going to tell you a couple things why I would definitely, at minimum, get a bid from Gravina. First of all, I like Nick a lot. He's a great guy. These guys, the Gravina family, have been in windows for indoors and siding, of course, but forever. Nick, actually, 25 years doing this. He's now basically at the helm. And here's the deal. 20 different manufacturers, over 50 lines of windows. It doesn't matter if you're looking for the most beautiful, energy-efficient window out there, or if you're looking for something cheap for a rental or for a fix and flip you're doing. These guys have it all. I want you to give them a call, 303-472-8462, or check them out at GravinaWindows.com. Let's talk about Joe Lazara. Here's a guy I hope you never got a call. He is a criminal defense attorney, and he's one of the best out there. What I love about Joe is when it comes to stuff like DUI and shoplifting, he's got flat rate pricing, and if you've been accused of anything, you're crazy to go on your own. You're absolutely insane to do it. He's going to get the best deal if you're guilty, and if you're innocent, he can fight his butt off and get you out of it. That's the bottom line. 303-429-6200. Please, I beg you, put that in the phone when you need to call a criminal defense attorney. You don't want to be scrambling or under duress. You want the number 303-429-6200. And once again, that's Joe Lazara. 888heating.com. I talk about him all the time. $45. He'll come out, clean that furnace, get rid of all the dirt, put it back together. They're going to slap a sticker on it. So if it ever breaks down in the future, or if they have a problem with an AC or water heater, you're going to know who to call. It's an introductory offer. First-time customers, they want to see what a great value. They want to show you what a great value they deliver. 888heating.com. You can go schedule it right there, but it's the real deal. They don't try to okie dokie and just sell you stuff. They clean the furnace, introduce you to their technicians. You're going to love them. Schedule now at 888heating.com. That was my first long one. I went 33 over, which sucks. I thought one of them was a 60.
What is wrong with your truck?
Some kind of sensor thing.
Guy, is it hot as hell in here?
A little hot, yeah.
I just turned it to 0.
It overheated in Winter Park.
Just
I had to have it towed back.
It overheated.
Brown keeps this sucker toasted.
And then,
It was on plus
in
4.
some part that's not available.
+4 is
It was
hot,
the
man.
last one.
Yeah. Probably like 80.
Yeah, it keeps my warm coffee warm.
I got
The whole room's a coffee warmer. Did you talk to anybody at the auction?
No, I'm going to start with a credit union. I spoke with a consumer, and he said it's the credit union that hasn't released the vehicle to him.
I wonder if they're saying they didn't get paid yet.
Yeah, it could be. So I just sent, I found the press relations contact. I just hit send.
So you don't know.
Libby sent this. Biden's
call it every week.
pick to lead the FAA was a DEI hire who couldn't answer a single question about aviation.
So all they could do is pop.
It's unbelievable.
Bad one out.
Send me that. I want to see it.
Did it do any damage when it overheated?
No, I stopped.
Man, that sucks.
What?
This truck's in the shop.
What kind is it?
GMC.
What year?
2023.
Oh my God! Is it warranty stuff?
It's warranty, but
No part.
Yeah, no part.
How long?
Yeah, get used to that.
The last one. I mean, he said the last one he got took 3.5 months.
We get that call now
All the time.
weekly, easily, if not twice a week.
Yeah.
And so they gave me a Trailblazer, but I mean, do they owe me a truck to use, or do they don't really owe me anything? But they have given me a Trailblazer to use.
The manufacturer, whatever's in their warranty, but the dealership doesn't owe you shit.
Right. Yeah, it's GM that's given me this. For over Christmas, I had a Camaro.
Ooh. You didn't take that up.
No, I no.
That'd be a bad move.
But yeah, I'm in Winter Park every week. Like
The little Blazer's cool, though, isn't it?
it works.
I mean, it's something.
I can't
We get calls where they get nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can't haul material like you used
No.
to and stuff, but
not that I do that much, anyways.
but nice to know you could.
Right.
Guy, this is crazy. So this is the actual hearing where Mr. Budd, I guess is his name. Actually, I'm not sure. Or Mr. Washington. He was a DEI hire for the FAA when Biden came in.
That crash.
Yeah, so this guy who was over it, complete DEI, it was Mr. Washington. They're asking him questions just about aviation in general. He didn't know the answer to one single aviation question. They're literally showing it here.
Then he was traffic control.
Well, he wasn't driving. He was over. Yeah, I mean, the buck stopped with him, but complete DEI hire, Washington. Yeah, he already did today. Isn't that crazy? These DEI hires, like, I mean, it's hard to believe they're like, that's just crazy. They would do that. I don't know, man. I don't know how long.
Washington-based company, that's why.
I don't know how long Costco can keep up that, man. The best of them tried to keep it up for a while.
Harley Davidson.
All right, sorry about that, folks. 303-713-8255. I was watching Biden's pick to lead the FAA. This is, of course, going back 4 years. Mr. Washington, and he couldn't answer one question. I'm literally watching the hearing and captioning. I mean, very basic questions about aviation. He knew nothing. Complete DEI hire, apparently. I just can't believe our country would hire people based upon color, based upon, instead of merit, like Trump says, but literally based upon checking the box. I mean, it's really an amazing thing. I'm perplexed about the whole thing, but I digress. 303-713-8255. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. This poor guy, Jason, buys a 2017 Jeep Wrangler from Mike Shaw. Follow so far, sir?
Yep.
And he leaves, and it's blowing cold air. I mean, literally, he put 18 miles on it, and it's blowing cold air. Heater doesn't work. He brings it back. They had it for, how long did they have it for, Jason? You said like 2-3 weeks?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. So they have it for 6 weeks. What did they tell you they were fixing? I mean, it doesn't, at first you told me they said they did a coolant flush, but now we're talking, it doesn't take, if it takes your dealership 6 weeks to do a coolant flush, you shouldn't have a dealership.
So the first week it was a cooling flush, and then I was called that it was all ready to go. I go to pick it up, and nothing. It's still doing the exact same thing.
I mean, literally, when you leave again.
Look at it again. Yeah.
Well, did you?
Like, let me look at it again.
So wait a minute, though. You brought it back like that day?
I brought it back, and I did the whole. That was a Friday. I brought it back on Saturday. Dropped the keys in the little box thingy. Talked to the sales manager. Everything. So I talked to the service manager, and he was like, "Well, I think that you got a blend door actuator issue." And I'm like,
that could do
I
it.
even told him at the moment, because I'm familiar with this with my daughter's Subaru. It acts like a heater core. And so they're like, well, I don't think so. Like, doesn't seem right. I think it's a blend door actuator.
So what'd they do? Blend door?
So they checked all the blend door. They checked all the actuators. Everything was working fine.
Yep.
And then they were like, you're right, Mr. Oswald. Like, the heater core is plugged. And they told me that it was like some type of residue that you would see on a fish tank, and they said that they don't know basically why it's plugged. And
so what did they do? Did they do the heater core?
They didn't do anything. They advised me to trade it in on something else.
You know what? So you bought this, and literally the heater didn't work from day one. So let me ask you this, Kevin. First of all, does any of this make sense to you? If someone brought you this car, not that you sold, I'm saying if someone brought you this and it wasn't blowing heat, would you do a cooling system flush first? Then would you look at all the actuator doors? Then would you tell the customer it's a heater core?
Well, I mean, they should have started with the heater core because Jeeps are prone to have heater cores plugged up.
But listen,
design.
But Kevin, now check this out. We're going to go further down. So what did you tell them, Jason?
So I got frustrated after 2 months. The Jeep has only been in my driveway after one night after 2 months. So I picked the Jeep up and I drove it to a reputable mechanic.
And what'd they say?
The heater core is plugged.
Okay.
And so
how much was it going to be?
It was $1,180.
So you paid for it?
Yep. I paid for it.
Then what?
My mechanic reached out to me and said it didn't fix the problem. That the engine is burning coolant internally, air's getting into the system. Your engine is completely flooded with like some type of stop leak, and he could tell that the heads have been off recently, as if somebody was trying to fix the actual problem.
Couple things here. They had that vehicle for 6 weeks, Kevin. I mean, my God, if they truly put in like liquid glass, for lack of a better words, or, cooling system pellets that are supposed to seal up a head gasket or other things, I mean, that's insane within itself for a dealership to do. But this mechanic that he brought it to said it was evident that the heads were off, right, Jason?
Sure. It's noted on the invoice.
And how would you look at a vehicle and know that they were recently off compared to off 5 months ago?
Just from residue and grease and everything, it's very obvious when it has a new head gasket.
So in the mechanics,
look right at it.
Jason, what shop did you bring it to have that work done?
It's called Fox Motors.
And then Fox Motors, would they be willing to talk to us? I'd love to have them on. Are they cool guys, man?
They're super cool guys. They're kind of independent.
Hey, Kelly, when I go to break, hold on, Jason. Kelly, when I go to break, get Fox Motors, and maybe Jason wants to call him first, but tell him I'd love to have him on. I want to hear this report directly from there. So, Kevin, so far, the reason I have you on, I mean, all of this makes perfect sense, right? They basically, it sounds like they sold him a vehicle with a bad head or a cracked head or something.
And I think that's why they were trying to get him to trade it in.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's just the puzzle piece.
Was trying to help him out, like Ixnay, get rid of this or something. But Jeeps have head problems. That's a chronic problem.
They were never clear with me. If they would have just said, dude, the motor is shot, like, you need to trade this in, then I would have considered it. But instead it was, yeah, you're right, the heater core's plugged. And so I'm thinking, $1,100, I could fix this.
And they knew at that point it was more than that because they took the head off.
And then check this out. So after I brought it back, I was informed by the new GM that they had replaced the heater core before when they took it in on trade. And I did not know that, obviously, or I wouldn't have had it taken somewhere to put another heater core in.
They would have known
So it's evident that they were trying to fix this issue before they traded it in.
So this is Mike Shaw. So for everybody in Colorado right now listening, this is Mike Shaw. According to Jason, he buys it. No heat when he leaves a dealership. Not even 18 miles on the damn vehicle or 18 miles. And he brings it back. 6 weeks later, he's in the position where we figure out it needed a head. And they knew it needed a head. They said, you should trade it in right now. And he spent $24,000 on this. Now, did they sell it as is? Yeah, they did sell it as is. But I'll tell you out there, anybody listening, in my opinion, to buy any vehicle from Mike Shaw would be a big mistake. Do you see how they take care of their customers? You see the piece of crap they sell to people? Hold on, I got to take a break. Let's try to get this Fox Motors on so we can talk to them and verify everything the caller's telling us. Thank you, by the way, Kevin Calkins, SheridanAutotech.com. Kevin's the guy, man. You guys want to get something done and done right, you bring it to Sheridan Autotech. I use Kevin all the time. SheridanAutotech.com. Thank you, Kevin. Jason, you hold on. Kelsey, hold on. We do have a line open. I'm getting a little riled up on this deal. This is insane. 18 miles. Yeah, he did everything wrong. He should have had it checked out. He did everything wrong. But my God, to sell a vehicle that needs a head and engine, shame on you, Mike Shaw.
Never heard of Mike Shaw.
You never heard of Mike Shaw?
I guess you have.
Yeah.
How much did he say he paid for that Jeep? 24?
24.
That's about right.
Those people, I'll tell you, man, those people that want Jeeps want Jeeps.
Oh, yeah.
I think those Wranglers are useless. They're cool looking.
I have a 16 that we're getting ready to trade in because, Kevin's put 3 thermostats on 2 water pumps.
It's just cooling system issues.
And he goes, the timing belt's going to go, Mark, so you need to get rid of this one.
And that's what happens. I mean, all these cooling system issues, you end up overheating it. And
Yeah, people do love them, though.
Oh, it'll sell them.
Oh, the value, yeah. You buy it new?
No, I bought it used. But it's got the winch and steel bumper in the back. Off-road, yeah. It's
high alkaline, super soft, purified water. You know what that is? Well, I'll tell you one of the things it is. The best cleaning agent in nature. It's ZeroResDenver.com. They call it ZR Water. They come in and they clean your carpets fantastically. When they did our house, I couldn't believe it. One of the things I noticed was how quick it dried, and you don't smell or see any of those different stains 3 or 4 days later from the stains or what was ever in the carpet and in the padding coming back. They actually cleaned it, and it stayed clean. It dries extremely fast. They also do tile and grout cleaning. They do granite cleaning, mattress cleaning. Right now, though, they've got a deal that's unbelievable. You ready for this? 2 rooms for $109. 2 areas for $109, but that's not it. You get 2 free. So you get 4 rooms right now for $109 at ZeroResDenver.com. I'm telling you, give them a call. Take advantage of this special before it goes away. ZeroResDenver.com. 4 rooms, $109. 303-471-5550. ZeroResDenver.com.
I got jury duty Monday.
Do you?
That's always fun.
What's it for?
I don't know. I just got the notice and show up.
That's right. My daughter ended up on the STEM shooting jury.
How long did that go on?
I don't remember.
Two or 3 weeks, maybe a month.
I would love to just go and get out of it.
Really?
Coffee, water, or anything?
Not me.
I'll do a coffee.
Really? Okay. You want anything in it?
No.
Okay.
Jim Beam.
Do you want a small, medium, or large button?
Medium. No, small actually.
Okay.
Thank you. And can I get my egg scrambled? 3 slices of bacon.
All of a sudden, we're in a Waffle House.
Do you want cheese or no cheese?
No cheese, but I would like pancakes.
Done.
You got to wonder if people fell to the ground and died, or
Don't say that.
you just think they poofed. The explosion is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think they were just gone, man.
Yeah, Trump was like, oh man, was he going after it? How are these on the same pathway? This is craziness.
Or even close to the same altitude.
The same altitude.
Yeah.
I think basically what he's being told is the tower had him on the same same place at the same time, which is not good.
That's
But
rule number 1, don't do that.
don't do that.
67 dead.
It's sad.
I woke up so 4 a.m. I wake up and I just look at the news real quick. I'm like, oh, geez. I went back to sleep, so I didn't dig into it. But you're thinking, oh man, what could that have been?
Yeah. Well, my first thought, I think all of us are kind of geared toward that with terrorists.
Yeah, someone shot something.
Right.
Or blew it up or something. But man, if you see that video, you can see them just coming at each other.
So there were only 3 in the chopper. Right?
They're pretty good guys too, meaning they weren't like brand new. They've been flying these things for a long time.
Yeah,
they were doing their annual.
Their night binocs on.
They don't know, but they are. They said when they get the black box, they're going to know all that.
Man.
I love how all these liberals, including my parents, though, are just like, they're just having
Your parents are liberal?
Oh,
man.
man.
How does Thanksgiving turn out?
Oh.
Well, Suzanne was not happy with me at one point. I will say that.
I met them. I wouldn't have thought.
Oh, God.
I know, man. It's like wolves in sheep clothing.
Where do they live?
Florida. The most red of red, which is ironic.
At
one point, my dad was telling...
disdain for the Trump
administration.
It's
total hate.
Trump derangement.
It's
beyond anything you can imagine.
It's
anything he does is evil.
It doesn't matter. He could cure cancer, and it would be for his own good.
Watching MSNBC. They don't even it's like...
They didn't even know the Biden laptop existed.
They just have blockers on for that stuff.
They're great people.
Well,
I love them, but my God, they're so liberal.
I adored them when I met them. They're great.
So Thanksgiving...
Oh, yeah.
My dad and I are going up. He loves playing poker, so I bring him up to the casinos to play poker. And we're talking on the way up. I said, do you think Biden's going to pardon this kid over this whole thing? And he's like, no, Biden has said 3 or 4 times he'd never pardon him. And Biden is a man of ethics, and he's just,
he's got character.
He's a holy roller, and he's got character, and he'd never do that. He's not Trump. So 2 days later, while they're still at my house, what happens?
Sweeping pardons.
He pardons for stuff he wasn't even.
And I knew about it for like an hour. We were watching the movie. I'm like,
okay, hold on. All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. You know, we love getting involved in stuff. This Mike Shaw thing is driving me a little bonkers. Kelly, were we able to get in touch with the shop that actually told this guy what was going on with the Jeep? Okay, I would love to get them on. Let me go back to Jason. Jason, I want to make sure Kelly has all the information. I still want an email of that that write-up you have from that other company. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, the invoice, you bet.
Yeah, I want the invoice. So where does it sit now? Did you go back to these guys, back to Mike Shaw, and say, hey, you know, not only is the heater core, you guys did it before, you didn't fix it, but it needs an engine. I mean, where are we at with Mike Shaw now?
Yeah, so I took it back, and unfortunately there was a new GM involved, so I had to try to re-explain this entire situation to him.
Yeah.
And then, so the way it sets right now is it's been at their dealership for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
They currently have a $5,800 estimate on fixing the problem, and the Jeep has 341 miles on it since the day that I bought it.
So basically, they're not going to do anything for you. I mean, that's what I'm hearing from you.
Yesterday, they called me and said, I'm sorry, buddy. You signed an as-is. Come get it.
Yeah, you know what? So if you want to deal with Mike Shaw, by the way, what is the number over to Mike Shaw, and what is that GM's name? Who's the GM that basically is doing absolutely zero for you after you bought this vehicle for $24,000 at Mike Shaw and you haven't got to use it because it needed an engine when you bought it? At least according to everything you're telling me, Jason. And after we talk to that other shop in tomorrow's car day. So I'm going to talk about Mike Shaw probably every hour tomorrow on car day so people know how they operate. Did they do anything illegal? No. To me, it's very immoral, though. Extremely immoral.
Wait a minute, though.
Go ahead.
I mean, isn't there some type of auto fraud with concealment or negligent?
What did they conceal? How are you going to prove they knew it needed
From
an
his other
engine?
mechanic. He said that the mechanic said it was obvious that the heads had been taken off and they were trying
That's
to fix
after the
it.
fact. I'm talking before you bought it, Jason. Suzanne, before he bought it. And I do want to go down this real quick so everybody out there is listening gets an idea of what I'm saying. So before you bought it, how would you prove that they knew it needed an engine? How would you do that?
Well, I can prove that they replaced the heater core before trading it in, knowing that it had existing issues.
Well, okay, so they replaced the heater core.
The issues,
but
the issues existed from the day that I bought it.
Jason, I agree with you 100%. You would have to prove to a judge that they knew it needed an engine. It doesn't matter if they replaced the heater core. So they replaced the heater core. They'd say, okay, we thought it was clogged up. It's a Jeep. They're known for that. We did the heater core, then we sold it. We had no idea it needed an engine.
What about negligent misrepresentation? You know, like, don't they, I mean, obviously it was presented to me as a roadworthy vehicle, and it's not. So isn't there some grounds there? How much do I have to prove?
What do you have?
Obviously they didn't.
Jason, listen, man. What do you have in writing or recorded or some kind of proof that they said, hey, there's no issues with this vehicle. It should work fine. What do you have?
I mean, what judge is going to say, oh, I think that they told you that it needed a motor before you bought it?
No, the judge
is going to say that.
The judge wouldn't say that. The judge would. Jason, listen to me, man. I want to help you. That's not what the judge would say. What the judge would say is, oh, look here, Mr. Jason, you bought it as is. You bought it knowing that whatever was wrong with it, you own now. You bought it as is. That's what he's going to say. Without you having proof that they knew that they were selling you something that was that defective, you're not going to do anything. So unless the dealer is going to admit it, if you call them up, this GM right now, if you call this person up and say, hey, do you admit you sold me a vehicle that you knew needed an engine? What do you think they're going to say?
Yeah, they're going to say no.
Of course they are. And you bought it as is. You literally signed paperwork when you were buying this $24,000 heap of crap that you knew you were buying it as is. I don't like anything they did, but the legal ramifications I don't think are there. Now, saying that, you know who I would like to get on? What is her name?
Raina Bias.
If we could get Raina on, this might be right up her alley. I want to get an attorney on, Jason, that specializes in exactly this. So I'm going to put you on hold, man. I want to get Raina on. Hopefully we can get her on or line her up. I would love to do that. She's very smart at what she does. But in the meantime, I want people out there to know what Mike Shaw sold this guy. And we're going to talk to the people that looked at it and diagnosed it. I truly believe they snookered him, and I think they did it on purpose. Now, that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. But I think Mike Shaw really screwed this one up. And the fact they're not doing anything for him shows you how they treat a customer. He was 18 miles away from the dealership, and that vehicle was already screwed up. Now, once again, he bought it as is. He should have had it checked out, and I don't have to keep beating that dead horse. But the bottom line is, I don't think they should have sold it to him. I think they're crooks. That's my opinion. I think in this particular case, according to everything I know right now, I think the people at Mike Shaw are maybe not crooks, but they're unethical pieces of crap. Hey, Kelly, please get the number he calls to get that GM and the GM's name from Imagine investing in property and someone else does all the work. They'll manage the property or find a great manager. So you buy the house, it's going to appreciate in value, you rent it out. Then when you want to sell it and put all that profit in your pocket, that's what they do. That's VesteraTurnkey.com. These guys find hot pockets, these economies around the United States that are booming. Maybe Microsoft's moving in, but some reason they're booming. Then they find the right property, you buy it, you own it, you get the rent, you sell it as it appreciates. They have made a lot of money for a lot of people on this show. Check them out at VesteraTurnkey.com, VesteraTurnkey.com. O'Brien Legal, I'm going to put it like this. If you're a landlord in the state of Colorado and you haven't had your lease reviewed that you use, I don't care if it's commercial or residential, you need to have Bradley O'Brien look it over. There's been so many changes in the law. He can look over seller financing reviews, all the buying and selling docs. He can handle property line disputes, easements, adverse possessions. When it comes to real estate, commercial or residential, he is our expert on the show. Brad O'Brien, 720-370-7388, 720-370-7388, or olslaw.com.
Can we tackle that Cornerstone roofing issue?
Sure. Absolutely.
You know them?
We'll free up with some, I guarantee we'll free up with some time.
No, they were doing a roof for this guy back last summer. You know, we get pretty much rain every day, right, for an hour. The roof was opened up. Here comes the rain, flooded his house. So Cornerstone files insurance.
Is Kelly in there or no?
He sent out a guy.
Yeah, she's in there. Kel, did you need her for something?
I just need the GM's name and the phone number to reach him.
Kelly?
On the screen.
Billing the homeowner for the work they do. And I've got the owner's number.
Kelly?
Ghosting me too.
Kelly?
Just walked away.
We were trying to talk to you. Can you get the GM's name and number on the screen for that Mike Shaw, please? Mark was trying to ask you.
Brian, your guy? Oh, yeah. He's got some.
Mark, would one of these, Tom had sent these, would one of those work for Hellcat?
No, tell him I wanted the troubleshooter. Oh.
Okay, then you'll just have to look in.
Ask him if he has the one.
These, I didn't ask Tom for these. These were in my folder.
No, tell Tom I want that one that's on the back screen. It says Tom Martino Troubleshooter. That's the one I want. It's on his monitor at his home studio. But I need it in a high res. It's going to be something just for him, so we want that high res. And Martino, if you're listening, get me that.
Do you guys not see the note?
I don't see jack crap.
Oh, there it is. GM Tyson Ivy. It's right on the call issue.
Call issue.
Right there.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Tyson, thanks, Kel.
I took, I called the service manager, which went straight to voicemail, and I left him a voicemail.
Tyson Ivy is the GM, though.
Correct.
He's a new one.
New one. Who's doing nothing for this guy. Can you put a poll up, Suzanne? I want to know if YouTube people think Mike Shaws are a bunch of jerks.
Do you get many calls on him?
I'm not going to say we get a ton. I'm telling you what's going on right now. People don't have good technicians anymore. We're getting calls on dealerships that literally don't even know how to fix stuff. I mean, they just have no idea what they're doing. So I don't know if they're inept, which is very possible.
Okay, start a poll, and you want the question to be?
Do you think Mike Shaw is 100% wrong in this?
Is there one dealership, or has he got a lot of them all over Denver?
I think they have a bunch.
I think there's multiple. These guys like Deal and Doug and stuff that own multiple, man, there's like horse trading all the time. I'm not quite sure why.
I love my dealership down. It's Mike Maroney.
Do you have some time to talk about a possible
You like them?
lemon situation?
I think we've had maybe one call on Maroney. They're in the Springs, right? Yeah. Right down at
blown away by their service.
That's good.
Start poll. There you
What'd
go.
you buy anyhow? What kind
The
of
Ridgeline.
Tom Martino show.
Are they making those new now?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, they don't look.
I can picture yours now.
Yeah, they don't look so like.
Even the old ones were popular as hell, man.
Oh, they're great. I love my truck. Pulls my camper, does everything I need.
I used to have a Honda. I like
My
the
first
trunk.
car was a Honda.
What's that?
I like the trunk.
I have
never used
On the Civic.
You had one of yours?
Yeah. But
Stick
I never
shift.
filled it with full license. Probably would tell you.
road.
So the dumbest, one of the dumbest things I've done, I'm teaching her how to drive the stick shift. I am in front of the car. She is in there with the window down.
It's a clutch.
And for whatever reason, I once again
He was
am
looking
in
under the
front
hood.
of the car. And guess who ended up on top of the car?
I accidentally hit Mark with a car.
Wow.
She claims it was an accident.
What, did you start it and it was in gear?
No, I was on the clutch and let go,
and
not
it
knowing.
skipped.
Hit him.
All right, 303-713-8255. So, I would like some people out there listening, maybe my YouTube friends, the morons. And that's a nice name we call them. Kind of an inside joke. It probably does sound strange over the air, though. The morons. But here's the deal. They're great people, great followers of the show, good helpers. And I beckon for your help as well. Sometimes we get deals like this. Did Mike Shaw do anything illegal? No, not in my opinion. We're going to try to get Rihanna on an attorney. I keep Raina.
It's Raina.
Okay, let's line her up Monday. So, Jason, we're going to get you back on Monday with the attorney. But in the meantime, let me bring him up.
Not tomorrow for car day? She's not available? I didn't hear Kelly.
Monday. Yeah, so that's right. Listen, we're going to get our attorney up, and we're going to talk with her Monday, Jason. But in the meantime, I want to ask our listeners to call up Tyson Ivey. He is the GM. An appeal to his character. And I don't know what his character is, but I can tell you this, he seems to be a character. But call up Tyson Ivey at Mike Shaw's dealership. What Mike Shaw dealership is this, by the way, Jason?
It's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Okay, and where is that?
In Greeley.
In Greeley.
In Greeley, Colorado.
He's at 970-506-9777. Really, try to appeal to his character. Leave a message. Don't be mean. I think he needs to know what's going on. He's new to the position, according to the caller. But the bottom line is this guy spent $24,000 and drove off that day with a vehicle that needed an engine. $24,000. Imagine how you would feel. Now, did Jason do things wrong? He absolutely did. He should have had the vehicle checked out. But that doesn't mean they should have sold it to him. And if they truly didn't know, which they're claiming, of course, I'm sure they're going to claim they didn't know, which I don't believe, but who knows? I wasn't there. But in my opinion, they probably did know because they did the heater core. And that's what we're going to go over Monday with Jason and our attorney. But I think they should do something now at minimum. Maybe fix the vehicle, maybe even offer to fix it at cost, because if they did do a rebuilt engine, it would be better than the engine with 124,000 miles, so I could understand them charging him something. But to hit him with no options but $5,500 on a vehicle he just spent on and never got any value whatsoever, I find preposterous and absurd and outright sleazy. That's my opinion. Now, for Mike Shaw and everybody out there listening, I can have my opinion. And honest to God, I think you guys suck. That is my opinion. And I'm hoping our listeners call up and say it very nicely. But try to figure out what's going on there. Why does he feel it's okay to do this? Yes, I understand they're hanging their hat once again on it as is. But that doesn't mean that's where you hang your heart. You don't screw people like that. You shouldn't do that to people. This isn't a month later. This isn't the possibility this guy overheated it. This is right when he left this problem was there. Then I think they knew the 6 weeks they had the vehicle. But really, here's Tyson Ivey's phone number, 970-506-9777. Folks, we are media with a purpose. There are certain times we might not be able to help with our attorneys in other ways, and I believe this is one of them. But we can at least let the public know that the people at Mike Shaw do this to their customers. Tyson Ivey, 970-506-9777. Tell him you heard it here on the Troubleshooter Show. I would love to talk to him. We have already called up there and left a message, but I'm almost positive they will never talk to us because people that hide stuff generally never come out of their little cockroach house. That's just the way it works. Now, I want to talk to Matt real quick. Look, we've got so many things going on. We've got a guy moving. I have no idea what's going on in this car with Patrice. Kelsey's got a problem. Kelsey, you'll be up next, but we got full lines. But I got to talk to Paragon real quick. Matt, we were talking. I said, what's the biggest case? Because it's not hail season. And you said, right now I'm dealing with a meth case.
Right.
So what happened? Where was the meth? You don't have to say exactly like an address or anything.
Right.
But what are we talking about? An office building?
Yeah, it's a hotel.
A hotel.
Yeah, it's up toward Boulder.
Wow.
And I got a call from a trust in California who actually listens to the show and called me up, and they said, we have Nationwide. We've found some of our guests cooking meth.
Literally cooking in the hotel room.
In the sink in the unit.
Is this one of these, like, really sleazy hotels?
No.
It's a decent hotel.
It's probably a $90 a night kind of joint.
Yeah, so it's not like an Oyo or something that's could be like, people live there all the time.
It's not one of these places that say we have HBO and a pool on their marquee.
And they don't go by the hour either. It's by the night.
I don't know about that. We'll find that out. But yeah, so they said there's this meth problem. We have Nationwide. We filed a claim. They want to give us, I think, 40 to 50 grand
to clean up a meth room.
To clean the room.
It's like, and they weren't smoking meth; they were making meth.
Both.
And both, of course, both. They got to test their pies. I mean, but they offered 40 grand. From what I understood, you can't even clean up an RV. You can't even clean up a Honda Civic that's had someone smoke meth in it for 40 grand. Hold on, but you got involved, and I assume you're going to have a good end of this story where you got more money.
We're getting there.
I can't wait to hear what they're shooting for now. I'll tell you, insurance companies drive me nuts. All they do is pretend not to pay. We got a lot coming up. Hold tight.
Matt, when you go into places like that, do you have to suit up?
I don't go in there.
You don't?
No, why? No.
What do you go by video or?
No, so I have contractors I have relationships with, like with Mark here. I have them look at roofs.
So Mark goes in.
Yeah, Mark goes in.
I'm the one with all the side effects.
So I have contractors that specialize in cleanups like that. They go in
and then tell you.
And then we do testing. We do an environmental hygienist in each room and find out the levels of how bad this is, and then get a protocol and a scope. Contractor generates an estimate, gets all of that to me, and then I fight.
So Mark, for people watching on video, Mark is 26 years old, and he had long hair and a beard prior to
a couple weeks
going
ago.
into that hotel.
So I visited that. It was a good experience. I'm feeling really good.
Still feeling good.
It's a beautiful day, man. Yeah, I don't go into those.
Okay, I wondered. Makes sense.
If it's a smoke claim, I'll go into that with a mask. But I'm not
so toxic.
No, it's crazy, man. It's so weird they take all these chemicals that kill things.
I know.
And they make a drug. And then they smoke it. We have someone in our extended family somewhat that
you can say it. It's my niece.
Yeah, her niece just got busted and arrested for manufacturing,
intent
distribution.
Intent to distribute. That's a.
But I think what they do though,
and possession.
I think they throw everything at her.
Yeah.
It should be first offense, right?
We think.
Yeah, that we know of.
Well,
it's just so sad.
I don't know why people even. I've never heard anything good.
So sad.
Why would anyone look? Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
I know, and why you took it the first time. I mean,
it's not like it's weed.
With all the education, you can't quite figure out why they do it the first time, actually.
Oh, God.
Same with heroin. I mean,
or crack or any of the,
I'm just like,
well,
someone's like, hey, you want to shoot up?
My sibling, her parent, thinks fentanyl is her real drug of choice. She's not thin enough in her mugshot to be a meth addict.
Fentanyl's huge.
How do you do a drug that much will kill you?
I always wondered that too. I don't know.
You test it.
Apparently,
you can buy tests on fucking Amazon.
So did they blend it with something?
I don't know.
Because they say that a pencil dot of fentanyl can kill you.
Right. So I always wondered that too. So how are they taking it and
they cut it?
Not dying.
Put a poll on YouTube. Let's see how this is done.
Well, they can only hit yes or no. How do you make meth? Yes.
How do you ingest fentanyl?
And that's what.
Well, I think it is. It's mixed. I mean, it's broken
kind
down.
of something.
So and you're doing something else, and you can build up a tolerance.
The guy, the black guy that died, the cop with his knee on his neck or whatever in New York.
Oh, yeah.
He was on fentanyl.
Right.
I can't wait to hear how much you think you're going to get them. The one that always blew me away was the smoke damage. What was that like?
Went from 60 to 6 million.
How do you go? How does an insurance company say, we're going to give you $60,000 and you're going to love it?
Well,
and then you get 6 million.
It's incredible, man. I wish I could have one of those a quarter.
All they do is, I just think they're so fucking crooked, man. Yeah. These insurance adjusters, well, it's the companies.
Well, they were playing dumb. They were just like, well, we think this will solve it and go away.
God.
Then, maybe 9 out of 10 do go away.
It's a numbers game.
Even if 1 out of 10 go away, that's 6 million. They're saving a shitload of money.
Oh, yeah. I would say most of them do go away.
But think of mine. Both my claims, they said nothing. Nothing.
What if you had walked away? There's $100,000.
Most people would walk away.
They saved $100,000.
Most people do.
I still have that, ladies. I literally still have a reminder. The second I get the check, I'm making a copy of the check and I'm sending it to the woman that denied me $0 to begin with. And I told her, I'm going to fucking send you a copy of the check when I get paid.
I love it.
But, a lot of people don't like fighting insurance. I mean, my neighbor across the street, she's a bulldog. She had a fire, too. And, man.
Fought it big time.
I mean, her and Matt talked on the phone.
Yeah, she's kind of taking the reins.
What's up, Dragon?
Yeah, some people don't know they can fight.
Right.
No, they think that denial is it, or they got to go out and spend $5,000 on a retainer for an attorney. They just have no idea. There's someone like you out there.
Or the appraisal process like we did.
They don't even know that. Same with value on cars. We get that all the time. Their car gets totaled. Their own insurance company's like, well, we'll give you $10,000.
So you got a guy, Petty.
He's great.
So he just does what I do, but for cars. Right?
That's all he does. He goes into the appraisal, $500, one flat fee.
That's cool.
And he does all the work. He'll find all the comps. He'll do whatever he needs to do.
That's really cool.
But he's also straight up. Like if your car's worth 14, and he'll tell you that's all you're going to get is 14. Some people think their Honda Civic is more special than another.
Everyone's got a sentimental attachment to their car.
Yeah. Well, I used to bring mine through the car wash once a week or whatever it is. Well, you heard this guy. I mean, Jason. He said the reason he didn't have it checked out is because it looked clean.
Right. That was the term. And it had 120,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's
a lot. How many does your Jeep have?
70.
Yeah, and you're selling it because all these problems are popping.
Yeah, Jeeps don't normally.
I want you to tell that story when we come back. John Libby says they use battery acid in meth. I just pulled up Facebook.
That sounds healthy.
I know they use. The only reason you can't buy Sudafed easily anymore is meth.
Yeah, everything in a glass case now at Walgreens is meth related.
They're ridiculous.
Laundry detergent.
I was going to say, and don't they use liquid plumber?
Yeah.
Can you imagine smoking something with that shit in there? No. Does ingredients? I don't even want to. They're going to think I'm making meth now. Ingredients in meth. Meth lab components. How do you make Vanderbilt University? Oh my God! Here we go. They really have it. Cold and allergy medication. Ephedrine, pseudoephedrine, which is Sudafed, rubbing alcohol or some form of gasoline additive, brake cleaner, which is called Tulene, ether, engine starter, sulfuric acid, drain cleaner, methanol, gasoline additive, lithium, camera batteries.
At least there's methanol in there. That's kind of nice.
Trichloroethane. Trichloroethane is a gun scrubber. Ammonia, farm fertilizer. Sodium hydroxide, lye. Red phosphorus, matches, the stuff on matches. Iodine, a veterinarian product. Sodium metal can be made from lye. Table salt, rock salt. Kerosene, gasoline. Campfire fuel, paint thinner, and acetone.
So who thought to put this all together?
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable that they figured that out.
Apparently Suzanne's cousin. No, not cousin. Niece. Yeah, you're right. Who sat down and said, hey, go grab me some kerosene, some rock salt, some something.
Fingernail polish remover or something.
At khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We got a lot cooking today on the Troubleshooter Show. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. We want to hear from you. We were talking to Matt with Paragon. We also have Mark Szymanski with Genesis Total Exteriors, two people that I've used numerous times, honestly. And the work is great with Mark and the gang at Genesis. And then Matt, public adjuster, 2 times I've had in the last 4.5 years where my insurance company said I didn't have roof damage, I didn't have flood damage, whatever it was. Matt came through. One was about 80,000. The other's going to be somewhere between 40 or 50. We're basically at the finish line on that. But we were talking about a hotel he's working on right now. Listen to this. There's a hotel that someone was making meth, right, in the room.
Making it, smoking it.
Probably selling it.
Right.
So there's meth in the room, and meth is unbelievable. You realize if like a homeless guy or a meth addict, somebody with meth steals your car and smokes meth in it, I don't care what kind of car it is for the most part. I mean, I'm not talking like a Lamborghini or something, but they won't even pay to clean the car. They're going to total it because cleaning up meth once it's smoked, I'm not talking about making it in your car, smoking it. Most likely it will be totaled and you'll be getting a new car because it costs more to clean. So they offered, what insurance company was it?
It was nationwide.
40,000.
Right around 40 to clean the room where they thought it originated from.
Which is impossible.
Well, and so nationwide,
40 grand would, I don't even know what you would do.
It wouldn't touch it. I mean, especially when you consider the contents in the room, the furniture and the electronics and
everything.
The AC, you know, all of that.
Not only that AC could be tied to other rooms.
Most of those are individual units.
So they got that unit by the window.
But still.
Yeah.
I mean, So
what do you think you're going to end up getting them? I know it's not finished yet, but what are you shooting for?
I'm thinking 800 to 900K because it's going to be like 14 rooms and then the hallway. Yep. All gutted, all restored, all the furniture thrown out and replaced.
Think of that, folks. And they heard Matt on the show over the years, right?
Right.
And reached out to you. Yep. 800,000 or 900,000. Now, for people going, no way, how do you go from 40,000 to 800 or 900? I'm going to give you another example of one that's closed and done. There was, what was it, an office building?
It was a huge laboratory.
And a laboratory, and that was the one because of the boulder fires.
Right.
So
smoke damage.
Yeah, so they didn't get burned down. They just got smoke damage from all the homes that burned down up during the boulder fire. And how much did they originally offer them?
That was Liberty Mutual. They threw 60,000 at them.
So they said, here, go clean your laboratory for 60
mop the
grand.
Floors, wipe the walls, and you're good.
Yeah, we know a guy would come in there, do it all for 60 grand.
Sure.
So you got involved.
Did
that come through the show too?
It did.
What did that one? Listen to this. You remember the last one? He was talking 800,000 or 900,000. Listen to this one. Go ahead, Matt.
6 million.
6 million. And that's done and over. They got 6 million.
That was a couple of years ago, yeah.
So think about that. I mean, Marc Szymanski, I mean, you deal with, after a hailstorm, you deal with roofing and you deal with insurance.
Right.
All they do is lie. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, they show up. Is there any of these guys you trust more than others that you deal with? Let's just say a simple hail claim where it's evident the guy's also got paint damage, siding damage, but all they want to talk about is the roof.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a major component of our business is having a person that just does supplements for us.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's what Nina's job in our office is. And she, you forgot this, you got that. We got to send pictures in. And if it gets bad, then we bring Matt into it.
How often do you see, and I'm talking just the contractor stamps now, where you go out after hail and they authorize the roof, it's done, they already called their insurance, they call you to do the roof. How often do you get out there And they actually did find all the other stuff. They found the chip paint. They found the railings that were messed up. They actually were very forthright with their insured about all the damage. Does it ever happen?
It does happen.
It does.
About 8%, I would guess.
8%.
Right.
So 92% of the time,
we're writing supplements.
You're writing supplements. Yep. And I understand on the roof, you might not know about the decking till you get down. But I'm talking obvious
things. Damaged windows, even like deck railing or deck floors that got dimples in them from the hail, things like that. Damaged windows, doors, siding, chip paint.
Suzanne,
holes in siding.
Suzanne or Kelly, who did I put on that one with the skylights? Who was that? I want you guys to hear this real quick. I forget if Deputy Bo Dimitri, you're not on that, are you? On the skylight one?
Oh, no, but
I think it was Scott.
Hollington Law is going to come on next week to talk with us about that issue.
I want you guys, I want your opinions on this. So this Skylight company, in fact, they got Skylight in their name. That's what they do. They sold this lady a skylight on one of her rental properties. It was leaking. Okay. So about 2 years ago, it was 2023, they come out and they sell her 2 skylights. Okay. A year goes by, year and a half, whatever the time frame is. Tenant calls up, it's leaking again. So she calls the company up. They've got some kind of warranty, you would think. And they say, no, it's not the skylight leaking. It's the flashing around the skylight that's leaking. And when you bought it, you didn't buy the flashing. All you bought was the skylight. Just right there, what do you think of that?
Well, again, can you reuse flashing? Yes, but you got to make sure you're doing it right. And because there might be little holes from nails before. You got to make sure all that's sealed up.
Yeah, but what do you think?
But it's so much smarter just to put new flashing because it costs for a skylight. It's $100 for a kid, probably about $75 actually. And then you're already exposed to it. It's nothing to put it in. It costs no extra layer.
They're saying they're not going to do a damn thing for her because she didn't buy flashing.
Well, it might have voided the warranty. If she didn't do the whole system.
It probably did void the warranty, but they're the ones that sold it to her.
Right.
They went out as the skylight experts and said, hey, we can do it for $4,000 or whatever the dollar amount was. And basically they did it. And here we are leaking. And they're saying, well, you need all this other stuff. But they're the experts. That's my contention. If you come to me and sell me a roof and I say, well, I don't want new decking. Well, and if I need it, you'd be crazy to do my roof.
Right, because all of a sudden liability. I mean, even the insurance companies say, "Oh, reuse this, reuse that," and we just won't.
Yeah, because they're going to come back on you.
I mean, by the time I took it off, it gets bent up, like let's say a roof vent. Sometimes they try to say it for years. Oh, just reuse them or reuse your drip edge.
I get so mad. I get so mad thinking of contractors like that Skylight company. Why wouldn't they just sell it to her in the first place? If she said, hey, I want to save some money, I'm going to look somewhere else. That doesn't mean you cut corners to the fact where the job you do is going to be leaking again.
Right.
And I'm dying to see what that attorney says, Dimitri, when we talk to them. We're going to have multiple attorneys on Monday. Now, any questions you have with public adjusting, maybe roofing questions, anything, we have one line open, 303-713-8255. A lot of people don't realize this. Let's say they had the roof done last year, Matt. Because of a hailstorm, it's done, it's over. That's all they had done was the roof, though. And now they're going, hey, I'm listening to this. I never thought to look at my paint or my siding or other things. You can go back up and open a claim. You don't get a second claim put on you. There's no other penalty. So basically, they can reopen it and get a check for all the stuff the insurance company didn't tell them about.
Right. You're usually missing some stuff. I mean, a homeowner doesn't have the eye usually for that damage, and the adjuster doesn't have the checkbook for it.
Well, I'll tell you the big one, then I promise I'll go to the phones. The one that drives me crazy where they screw people all the time is the window seals. Because you won't see those little seals broke. But those window seals got broken in a big hailstorm. Mark, if you needed the entire front or back of your house redone, all the big windows, say it's a nice house, I mean, you could easily be 50, 60 grand.
Oh, you bet, for sure.
Without blinking.
Right.
I mean, all those windows and a lot of insurance companies, how often do they point out broken seals? They'll point out a broken window, but the broken seal.
Right.
Never.
Yep.
And once that seal's broke, you can't do a damn thing, can you?
No, glass needs to be replaced.
The whole thing, it's insane. Hey, Patrice, I'm sorry. Patrice, you'll be second. I'm so sorry. But Kelsey's been holding forever. Kelsey, I got to take a break. I'm going to finish up with you after it. But tell me what's going on with these toll charges.
It's actually not a toll charge. It's a toll scam that I wanted to tell your listeners. So the more dumbed down version is they'll send you a text from whatever number and they'll say, hey, this toll got charged. They won't really give you a date. You got charged a toll and you need to pay it. Click on this link and pay the toll. And we all know that tolls generally come in the mail and you get the big envelope that's yellow and it says, pay your toll.
So who they're fishing for, though, if you live in Colorado, we're getting more and more toll roads. We're getting those pass roads. So a lot of people have been on this. They might have crossed over the white line. God help them. Oh, my God, let's throw $75 at them. But whatever it is, when you look at that, if I got texted that, I'd be like, oh, boy, I probably did do that.
Exactly. And the more sophisticated ones will actually sleuth on your Facebook pages or Instagram or online social media, and they'll figure out who's been traveling. And they'll go, oh, this person's been traveling, or it shows pictures of them in, different places.
Did you fall for it?
Oh, no. I saw that it was from a random number, and I'm like, the government or the toll people aren't sending texts randomly. And then I got actually another one in my email that said for toll, and it was from some Hotmail. So immediately I was like, I don't think anybody has Hotmail anymore.
My God, I haven't heard that forever.
Yeah,
my wife said that too.
If
that same
getting texts for tolls, that's
total
not
BS.
where toll people get you.
Yeah, C470. None of these people are going to be texting you for a link to pay a toll. They just simply aren't going to do it. Hey, I appreciate that. That was good advice, Kelsey. When did you receive that, by the way?
Oh, a couple of weeks ago, and it was actually after I had been on a trip over Christmas. I was out of town for a little while. We were driving up the mountain, and you could hop over, like you said, into the toll lane.
Yep.
And I thought, I was like, did I ever do that?
Yeah, that's the first thing I would think. I'll tell you something else about those toll lanes real quick. We can free that up. We're going to have one line open, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off or you want to expose some dirtbag. I mean, really, 303 Martino, give us a call. But I wandered in my bus one time over into that on I-70. And I looked up, and my God, when you start talking multiple axles in that speedway, I mean, it could have been $100, $200. So I got out of there real quick, and I was sure I was going to have something show up. But I was towing at the time, my huge trailer and car. No plate. There's no way they got me. There was no way. They have no idea who I was. And if you know who it is now, it wasn't me. We'll be right back. All day. We were in Oklahoma where there's crazy toll roads. And I didn't even think of that. It saved us maybe a half hour. And it cost me, it was like $45, man. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to be like $6, but it's per axle, and they counted every trailer and every axle.
Right.
So it was like 6 axles.
Wow. Yeah, I've gotten that, but it was before they upped the fine. I got 3 $75 fines. Jeez, just for getting...
Joseph A. Lazara, I hope you never need him. He's a criminal defense attorney. Joe knows all the judges. He knows all the DAs. So if you're guilty, maybe a DUI or an assault, domestic violence, if you're guilty, he's going to be able to work out the best deal possible. And he specializes in that. But if you're innocent, he can get up there and fight for you in front of a jury of your peers. But he's one of the best I've known. We've been talking about Joe for many, many, many years. I always tell you this, put the number in your phone, because when you need it, you don't want to have to scramble. You don't want to have to Google attorneys near me. You want Joe. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Joseph A. Lazara. Now, let's talk about Sheridan Auto Tech. Uncle Kevin, we already had him on once today. You need someone to keep your car in tip-top shape. You need someone to repair your car when it breaks down. I don't care if it's an alternator or a brake job, or maybe you don't know what's going on. Maybe it's overheating. They can do all of it. They can do everything the dealers do, and he's got a better warranty on all their repairs. Check it out. 3-year, 36,000 miles, nationwide warranty on all the repairs. SheridanAutotech.com. Check them out there, but anything, tune-ups, oil changes, engines, transmissions, SheridanAutotech.com. John Fuller, Fuller Law, Suzanne, you and I use John. What did you like about it, honestly?
He just made me feel safe and comfortable, Mark, after being rammed by another vehicle.
It is. After an accident, we ended up in the hospital, the ER. Suzanne had a broken nose. Of course, John will comfort you exactly, but the part that was remarkable is when you want to talk to the attorney, you talk to him. You're not going to talk to 100 different paralegals or get assigned different attorneys over, different months. It doesn't work like that. Those big firms do, though. Let me tell you, you call up the big ass or the strong ass or whatever you want to call, you're not going to deal with that person you see on TV. You're not going to deal with them. I promise you, you will deal with John, though. And both times, Suzanne and I have used him, and our daughter used him. Guess what? Maximum results. We got every nickel that insurance policy had. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Call him up with any questions if you've been hurt in an accident. No obligation. Free legal advice. 303-597-4500. You'll hear him right here on the show, too. In fact, John fills in for us sometimes when Tom and I both aren't available. 303-597-4500. John Fuller. Call Fuller.com. Call Fuller.com.
Strong ass.
What's that, baby?
The strong ass.
The smelly butt.
You know that attorney, that smelly butt guy. The strong ass.
Yeah, I might have you work on this one for me in the Springs. The roofing issue. They opened up the roof, then it rained in the house. I'll explain it on the air later.
It was Dollar who had that skylight issue, Mark.
Who?
Dollar. I saw you, Dollar.
Dollar, we get any, tell me if he's gotten anywhere on that.
Have you gotten anywhere on it, Dollar?
Have we gotten through to the company? I really want to stick like them on stink on shit, man.
Let us know on the YouTube.
Man, look who left of that plane like nothing.
Yeah.
Twisted metal.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
I don't think they're going to find anybody, man.
No.
They already acknowledged that there
Yeah.
won't be any survivors.
Who was the guy that the plane blew up in the sky, way up in the sky? One guy survived. He lands in a jungle inside of his seat, and then he had to survive a week plus in the jungle. But he lived.
Plane crash. Let me see. I thought it was just a movie. Mark said it really happened.
No, it's real as shit. Can you? And it blew up, way up in the sky.
So he fell. And
he fell in his chair he was buckled into.
Oh, my God.
Well, there was a pilot who survived the Amazon jungle for 2 weeks in a plane crash.
No, that's
But
not him.
He died.
The Leonard
YouTubers, help me out. Who is it? I think somehow he fell out of the plane. I don't know if it blew up, what happened. He was the only survivor, and then he ended up in the Amazon or somewhere, like Suzanne was saying. But it wasn't a plane crash.
This is the only thing I am seeing is it was the pilot himself.
There was a Russian woman that fell out of a plane at about 30,000 feet.
Russian woman falls out
she
of
survived.
plane and survived.
And I think she was in the jungle.
Okay, maybe that was
Here it is. It is. Vanessa Velikvik, a Serbian flight attendant, fell from 33,000 feet after a bomb exploded on her plane. 1972. Sole survivor.
But she didn't land in the Amazon, I don't think, Mark. That's
Maybe
probably...
she landed in a mattress factory.
Can you 33,000 feet she survived?
She survived the plane bombing. First of all.
Then
she survived 30,000 feet straight.
She died in 2016.
It says the plane's fuselage partially protected her during the fall. Temporary paralysis.
That Leonard Skinner plane crash was crazy, too.
Did anybody live?
Yeah. Yeah, half the band did.
I didn't know that. That's incredible. 33,000 feet.
Yeah.
Became the first and only person to just survive such a high altitude fall without a parachute. Woo! That's crazy.
And then begins your wilderness survival.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm almost sure she was in the wilderness for at least a few days. Or some.
Trajan Wealth, K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. We got a couple lines open. Any questions you have? We've got a ton, and I mean a ton, going on right now. That was good information that last lady gave us. I appreciate that once again. Any scam out there, some of them are so. Everybody knows never to buy a gift card. But honestly, people still do it every single day. It's really amazing. Hey, Patrice, what is going on with you?
Hi, I just have, just looking for a recommendation from you guys. I know you've talked about it on the show before. I just have a friend who has a daughter in college in Florida, in Jacksonville, and she has a car out there with her. They drove it out there, but they're looking to have it shipped back at the end of the year because they don't want to put all the miles on it, and it's a long drive. So I didn't know if you guys have any. I know you got to be careful with private transport companies.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if you guys had anybody.
Yeah, I do. So here's what I like about JFR Cars. They ship cars all over. I mean, they ship them all over the country. So they're part of like this website or this group of people, these dealers everywhere. A lot of dealers ship everywhere. So you can get on. He can get on there and put in from Florida to here, and then they'll get multiple bids, and he'll help you put it all together. He doesn't have a problem with that. I mean, he'll make a few bucks off of it, but he's still going to get you the best price. And more importantly, they're people that he's dealt with numerous times over numerous years. So I would call up Rod with JFR Cars and basically tell him, you just heard me on the show, and I said he could help you out finding a shipper.
Okay, that's awesome.
Suzanne, do you have his number off top of your head, JFR?
I sure do. It's 303-520-6839.
And you can always find him at referrallist.com. Just go to referrallist.com and you can put in JFR and they'll pop right up for you, Patrice.
Okay. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys
got
so
it.
much.
Thank you. 303-713-8255. We got a couple lines open. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. Now's a good time to call. You got any questions about anything? We've got a list of people at referrallist.com that help us out on the show all the time. Any questions for our public adjuster, Matt, or our contractor, Mark, in studio with us? They've both done great bang-up jobs at my house. Absolutely, positively. This time of year, though, Mark, there's not much you're doing outside, is there?
I mean, we still roof.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the things you have to.
And we just put in 2 houses of windows. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many lines of windows do you got?
Well, we get anything you want, but we have a couple high-end ones. There's one that's made here locally.
Who is it?
And of course, now I just forgot the name of it. And then H Window out of Wisconsin. We're a dealer for them. That's a really cool window. It's a high-end.
Are you doing the home show this year?
No, Alpin Windows. Sorry.
Alpin, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Alpin is a phenomenal window.
They came on quick, too.
Yeah, well, they're expanding. They start with a triple pane window. They don't even have a double pane.
Wow.
And so phenomenal doors, phenomenal windows.
I heard those are almost like a wall. In other words, an insulated wall.
Your R value is insane. And, I think if you have a house that, deserves it, they're not cheap. But if you have a house that deserves it, I would definitely put them in my house.
Yeah, and you can do a free bid on them all day.
You bet. And the H window is really a cool window. It's only an awning window.
What does that mean?
It goes like this.
Oh, okay.
And it is so strong that you can actually sit on the window.
What are mine called? It's got a crank and they go like this.
You got a casement.
A casement.
Casement windows in your house. That's the most energy efficient.
Casement?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Just the way the design of it and how they seal up, because you get to crank that and it really seals up.
You can make it tight.
A slider is not as energy efficient, or a double hung is the next one in between those two.
So when you start getting up into the mountains, well, actually, that's not true. Pretty much anywhere in Colorado. I mean, you really should have a good window. Unless you're doing a fix.
Again, we're expanding into Winter Park and such, and we're going to be really pushing the Alpin window line up there.
Nice.
I mean, because replacement windows, you're in the mountains. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Hey, Eugene, what's going on with this contractor?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
Good. I was referred by my
best window guy, Brian at Window Works.
Okay.
I had a contractor come to my house right after the May 30th hailstorm. So he came and promised me the world and said he'd do this and do this and do this.
Hey, Eugene, where'd you find the contractor?
On the side of the road.
I mean, like literally on the side of the road?
Yeah, he was like sitting in his truck, and I was originally signed up with a different roofer contractor, and I thought I really needed a general contractor to handle the amount of.
Was he knocking on doors? I mean, where was he on this? I mean, where was he in his truck on the side of the road? In front of your house or what?
He was on the side of my house. He was at I guess he went to my neighbor's house behind me.
Got it.
And then I just kind of walked up to him and had a conversation with him.
Did your neighbor, and I know I'm asking questions that might have nothing to do with it, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But did your neighbor end up using the same contractor?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And I referred him to like 10 people. And
oh my God.
I mean, the story's pretty long.
All right, hold on. Let me take a break. I promise you, I go to you first before anybody else. We got a few lines open, though. Get your calls in now. 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. You can also email us at help@troubleshooter.com.
A window guy. He installed my.
Oh, did Brian tell you about that guy?
Yeah, and then I told Brian to have this guy call in to the show.
And then, is this the one you're talking about, too?
No, different one.
Different. Are we having them call in?
No, he just wanted me to present this to you guys. He's
Okay.
kind of a shy,
Well,
Shy guy.
Yeah.
Tell him we want him on, though. It just gives relevance to it. It's not something we're
text him
making
and
up.
see if he's willing to do
Yeah, tell him, well, listen, we might not even talk to him a lot, but tell him to get on so we can talk about it. And right now is a perfect time.
Right. No, this
But
guy screwed
you know this deal.
I know some of it. This contractor screwed a bunch of people. Brian's ex-Marine. He's a big
dude.
You don't want to mess with Brian. The contractor said, all right, go meet me somewhere. I'm going to kick your ass. I mean, and now he's even threatened customers. Like go knock on the door. You give me more money. You owe me more money, and threaten them. So the police are involved now too, is my understanding.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this guy.
Nut job.
Yep.
All right, hold on. MyMoneyMyWay.com. Joe and Jordan, you've been looking at annuities. Let's face it, there are like a million of them out there. They have gone through some of the best companies out there and found the annuities that are right for you. My favorite one is the one where you get that 15% bonus to start working for you immediately. A lot of the bonuses you hear out there on annuities, they don't kick in till the end. So you don't have the growth over, whatever amount of time, 10 years. You don't get the benefit of that growth. The other thing they have is if you fall ill when you start taking money from your annuity each month, they can kick in and you can get double payments. If you're getting $3,000 a month till the day you die, you'll be getting $6,000 a month, and that comes in handy big time when you're sick. Now, I want you to call them up, talk to them. You're going to love these guys, but if you've been looking at an annuity, it's well worth the call. Guaranteed you can never lose principal. You simply can't. On top of that, you're going to have that growth long term if you buy it when you're younger, or if you're sick and tired of not knowing what your cash flow is going to look like week to week and you're getting ready to retire, you can get an annuity and instantly turn on that cash and be guaranteed that amount of money every single month till the day you die. Go to MyMoneyMyWay.com. Give them a call. MyMoneyMyWay.com.
Okay, I have follow-up info for your lady that fell out of a plane.
What's that?
I have follow-up info.
Oh, what is it?
So the tail landed heavily. She was in the tail of the plane and a food cart kind of trapped her.
Wow.
And it said the tail landed, and they were 33,000 feet up. They weren't like 1,000.
That's crazy.
The tail landed in a heavily wooded and snow-blanketed part of the mountainside, which was thought to have cushioned the impact. She was rescued by a woodsman who heard her screaming in the dark while the debris came down around them. So she was rescued. I'm just saying there was no spending time.
Okay.
There was a pilot who was the sole guy on a plane who crashed in the Amazon and survived.
The big one is...
I thought there was a movie about one of those.
The soccer club, they're the ones that ate each other. That
well,
was
you
a real
always got to get a
story.
little twisted, don't you?
The Donner
We're just
Party?
talking about people falling out of planes. Really, let's go to cannibalism.
Yeah, the Donner Party, and then what was that soccer team? That was a bad deal. They made a movie on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I would. I'd eat. What the hell are you going to do, right?
It's either that or die.
Either that or die. I think at one point your brain just eats.
I think sometimes it kind of takes over.
God, you would hope so.
Right.
I always thought that about torture, too. Don't you think there's some point where they break you and hopefully you don't feel it anymore?
Your mind just shuts down, I would assume.
All right, we got yours settled.
Oh, cool. What?
So
How
it's
much?
Almost 40.
Okay. Did they get me a door?
Yeah, he went with that number.
Cool.
Generated. He said we can get more if we hire an umpire, but that's further cost.
What does that mean?
So that means both appraisers would present their case to an umpire that's mutually agreed upon and paid for. He goes, I don't know if it's worth it.
How much more?
I'll ask him.
I mean, it's all math. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if it's worth the umpire and we're only in the chance of increasing it, I told him
I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd
I'll
like to
call
get-
him when I
Yeah, cool.
leave here. So you want to try the umpire thing?
Well, get the cost on it.
Yeah.
I'm saying if he thinks we can get another 10 grand and the umpire's 1,000, well, hell yeah.
Then
I mean, wherever the math is.
What was the original claim? I don't remember how much.
Oh, in the teens.
Well, the original was zero.
Well, zero, no, but
and then 16 or 17.
What were you asking for, though?
50.
Okay.
So we're at almost 40.
I wonder what aren't they giving us? Or you
Well, I
haven't
don't
looked
think
at
there's
it yet?
anything they're not giving us. It's just pricing.
Okay. Like the paint?
Yeah, I'll have to look at his report. It'll have it all on there.
Okay.
So, but that's cool.
Can your dude do paint like I have, those weird faux and all that shit?
We have a guy who does faux. It's not very popular anymore, but
it's not.
It's dated.
And you'll never match what you have. It'll be a whole new. You have to do all of it.
Who would you have that could come in and help us, since we're redoing the floors and stuff, almost like the color with there. We want to keep the character of the house because of what it is.
But then update the colors. Do you have someone who could help consult?
We can just get a hold of Benjamin Morgan and have them come out and do it.
They're really good at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can contact my rep and
That would be great. Have them call me to schedule it because it would be nice to update.
there might be some kind of charge, a couple $100.
Yeah, no, that's fine, man.
We're
And then
gonna be there,
even down,
man.
not like exactly wet furniture, but just that's a pretty big room there. We're redoing with hardwood, and we'll get a rug, so the rug's going to have color, and I guess maybe that is an interior
designer kind of.
Yeah, but those people suck because they want to sell you everything. I mean, that's their whole shtick.
Right. So the people from Benjamin Moore, some of them will have designer knowledge too.
Okay.
Besides just color counsel.
Mark, that's the best paint there is, right?
I think so. Well, there's better, but your paint.
But they have different, like the one I bought was Benjamin Moore, but it's like the top, right?
Platinum level.
So
Yeah, $120 a gallon.
if you're using, it's called Euro paint.
Is that what I have?
No, you don't. You have Benjamin Moore paint. So
What's Euro paint?
It's from Europe, and it's sold in liters, and it's super expensive. It's super durable.
Is it like almost like a plastic coat?
30 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We're talking to Eugene. We're going to go right back to him. But Paul, the waterman, Water Systems for Less. I can't talk enough about this guy. We bought a softener from him. I called around to all the other people. He was more than half price. More. I think everybody else was around $8,000. We dropped about $3,400 with Paul. Great system. Love it. Low maintenance. We add salt maybe every 5 or 6 months. It's just awesome. The water quality is great. And he's got systems now that not only soften, but check this out. They'll get rid of all the forever chemicals in your entire house. So your water's safe, and, just Google forever chemicals. It's a good thing to get rid of. But go to waterpros.net, waterpros.net. Paul the Waterman, Eugene. He hired a contractor. It was after hail damage, right, Eugene?
Yeah,
Yeah, correct. May 30th.
And he was at your neighbor's house talking to your neighbor. You went out, you met him, you saw him. What was he going to do besides the roof? How did this go down? Go ahead and tell your story.
Well, how it all went down, I spoke to him and I said, I have quite a bit of damage on my home. I had everything from roofing damage to siding damage to paint damage to window damage to garage door damage to little shutter damage on the house. And all that, and he convinced me and said that he's a general contractor. He said you should hire a general contractor instead of trying to do this all yourself. So I agreed on that. He came over, took some pictures, did like a hover report on my house.
Mark, what's a hover report?
It measures your whole house, window sizes, trim sizes, fascia, soffit, roof. It does everything. It is amazing.
How do they do it? With a drone?
No, we take 8 pictures outside of a house, and then it's all 3D modeled.
And then it fills in every blank.
This software was actually developed by the U.S. government. And like when they went and got Saddam Hussein, not Saddam, but
Yeah, it was the guy they threw in the ocean.
Yeah. They had all the houses around him modeled. And so
they made a little mock-up place.
Yeah, and so they knew where they were going in to attack them. And that's the software.
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden, thank you. And so they use this software for stuff like that.
Incredible.
Now it's public domain, and this hover has just done an amazing job.
So how much was the total the contractor came up with for all the work, or the insurance company? How did that work?
Well, the insurance company, that we had an adjuster come out. And that he didn't speak very good English, so we requested another adjuster to come out, and then we got it all settled. But I want to say the total claim with personal property was right around $76,000 or so.
$76,000, and just give me the basics: the roof and what?
The roof. It was for the roof, gutters, siding, paint, deck repair.
Wow. It was a decent hailstorm.
Oh yeah.
Windows too, obviously.
And windows.
Yeah, windows. Yeah, windows. Yep. That's
all right. So $70,000. So what happens now?
So he's like, I really need to do your house because I'm a corner lot, like at the beginning of the neighborhood. Because I really need your house. I really need your house. He goes, I'll do your house for below what the actual cash value, below that. So I agreed because he wanted to do my house. So he hurried up, got a roof going. Then I worked on getting him referrals because he was like, I'll give you $500 referral. So
how much was he going to charge you? We know the claim was $70,000. How much?
Yeah, how much was the actual cash value of that?
I'm not sure he's using that term right, but that's a good question. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, Eugene, hold on a second. Was your coverage only ACV, or were they going to pay for the whole roof?
Oh no, they're paying for the whole roof. So
okay.
They released the AC. They released the ACV portion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's short Mark knows. They released the ACV portion up front.
Yeah. And then when it's all done, they give you the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you the appreciation. So for people listening, when you have a hail claim on a normal policy, I'll call it, they give you the actual cash value of your roof. So let's say the roof is $20,000 for a new one, and it's a 20-year roof, and there's 10 years on it. They'll give you $10,000 up front. But then when it's done and it's finished, and you have a brand new roof, they'll give you the other $10,000. So, but how much was he going to do all the work for?
Pretty much for besides the roof, he was going to do at a cheaper rate, but everything else was going to be whatever the insurance paid.
Yeah, but all I'm asking is, out of $70,000, you were supposed to pay him 60, 50, 40, what?
Probably, or it's around 48,000.
Perfect.
Roughly. I mean, that's not coming up in my head because he took the ACV portion because he's a liquid company. He doesn't work on credit. So he took the ACV of the roof, the AC of the gutters, the ACV of the windows, the ACV of this, and the AC, all the way
instead of referring to him as a liquid company, I would call that a broke company. I mean, the reason he has no credit, so he's not. Yeah, he's liquid. That's the funniest way I've ever heard that put. I'm going to start calling broke contractors liquid contractors. I guess it sounds a little nicer. Like instead of homeless, they're people experiencing homelessness. This guy was experiencing brokenness. Keep going.
Yeah. So I gave him the ACV value of all the stuff.
How much was that?
So he, I guess it's like
roughly
25. I don't know, 40 something.
All right. So you give him 40 something. Then what?
Yeah. So he takes that and he does your roof, and then he procrastinated and didn't do my gutters. Then he got my windows arranged.
What does that mean, arranged?
Well, he found a contractor.
Okay.
To do a really great contractor. Found a contractor to do my windows because there was hail damage on it.
Okay.
So he did my windows. Then he took a portion of my ACV and used
for the windows.
That and windows. And he goes, "Well, you got 13 windows, so we'll go ahead and finish the rest." So I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." So he did my windows, and after he got my windows, me and my wife felt a little like nervous about this because it just seemed like things were going bad.
I don't understand. Hold on, I got to take this break again, Eugene. But I don't understand real quick. Why did you feel it was going bad? He did the roof and he did the windows. Was the job not good? Why do you think it was going south?
Because he was disappearing off and on. Where we couldn't contact him.
Were the windows done though, and the roof was done?
Yeah, the windows were done.
But he still had the gutter. What else did he have besides the gutter and some deck work? What else was he going to do?
He was supposed to do the painting.
Okay.
The siding, the deck.
Was it all new siding? How much siding?
Oh, quite a bit. Because wherever the damage starts. Yeah. The insurance says fix it from that point up.
Wow. Okay, hold on, man. I wonder when this is going. Mark, you know a little about this. Did the guy ever do the siding?
I don't know. I mean, I know Brian does a lot of my window installs. So.
Oh, he does the windows.
Yeah.
That's why he said he picked a great window company. I thought he went out of the way to say. I was
No. I didn't do the windows or anything. But again, Brian works for this guy too, or did work for this guy.
Yeah, I got you installing windows.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on, everybody.
I'm just confused why he would do the job for the ACV.
Well, he's going a lot, and so he's probably getting a lot of referrals. But apparently, this guy has like 6 or 7 houses, and everybody's pissed off, and I'm not finishing.
And now he's threatening people.
Right, and there's some windows that aren't done. This guy sounds at least he got his windows.
So it's like a $70,000 claim. This guy's going to do the job for $50,000. He did. I mean, that sounds shady.
Right, I agree. But he's a liquid company.
Yeah, liquid.
That was the best.
He meant to say illiquid. That's the.
He's a liquid company.
Illiquid.
He's a pseudo company.
Illiquid company is the proper term.
Right.
I always get money up front. I'm a liquid company, sir.
Someone starts saying.
Become the banker. Their website's mymoneymyway.com. You want to talk about some of the best annuities out there, ones that are guaranteed you cannot lose principal. Guaranteed, and there's not a lot of things in the financial world you can say that about. If you're looking to retire soon, or if you're starting to think about retiring even far in the future, one of the things you should look at is an annuity. You're going to have that guaranteed paycheck every month to the day you die when you turn on that money stream. Meantime, it grows and grows and grows. But I want you to check out mymoneymyway.com. Call them up, ask them all the questions. Tell them, say, hey, if I give you $100,000 and I retire in 10 years, how much do I get every month for the rest of my life, no matter what, guaranteed? They're going to run the numbers and tell you. They'll talk about every part of the annuities. And right now they have one that's got a 15% bonus, and that bonus is up front, which makes all the difference. MyMoneyMyWay.com. Call up Jordan, call up Joe. MyMoneyMyWay.com. Mitch Floria, The Art of Granite, How I Love Thee. Mitch has transformed numerous rooms into our house with brand new quartz. We had granite in the kitchen. We had granite in the laundry room. We've got, what do we have, Suzanne, in the new master bathroom? Quartz. It's absolutely gorgeous. The thing looks brand new. He can use your existing cabinets. He can sell you new cabinets. He can do the sink. This guy's incredible. And unlike most contractors, check this out. You think that new kitchen or that new bathroom, those new countertops are going to cost too much? Take some pictures, send them to Mitch, call him up. He will give you a price right over the phone, an estimate over the phone. Most contractors are terrified to do that, but he's got great pricing. He's got great people, great service, great installs, great product, great. TheArtofGranite.com. TheArtofGranite.com.
Good old Mitch.
He is so into hockey with those kids of his.
Oh, he has he freaking, have you been to his house?
I haven't been to Mitch's house.
Hockey, like an ice rink in the back.
Yeah, and if we have any scraps that cause a puncture in his lining,
then we're paying for it.
We have to buy a new lining.
Yeah, we're finishing up his claim right now, or his job.
Was it huge?
Huge.
How much was it?
200.
Yeah. How much did they start on?
Oh, I ran it from the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. And you're doing most of it, Mark?
We're doing all of it.
And so what are you doing around the hockey thing? I don't get
Well,
it.
it had a metal roof over it, and we replaced the roof.
He's got an indoor...
Well, it's just a barn.
Like a lean-to.
Barn. Yeah. An open,
With a full-blown skate rink.
Yeah.
Well, how do they freeze it? How does that work?
Well, it's just cold enough up there, and, again, you just fill it with water. He's got a liner. So now he's saying, if there's a leak in my liner, you're buying me a new liner. He's pretty rough, man.
But you haven't ripped it, right?
We haven't ripped it, but it's like, did a screw fall down there and you're spreading your liner out? Is that my fault? I mean, we magneted everything. Do you find one more?
You can get those tire patches at Walmart.
Yes.
Schindler will find out tomorrow.
So then he fills it up, but so you're saying during the summer, of course, he's not using it.
He can't do it in the summer. He's
I thought he had something that was like freezing it.
No, he's between me and he's in Morrison, high up in Morrison, not down at 470, but up in the mountains.
He's got 8,000, maybe 7,000.
I'm at 72, and I'm higher than him. So
you're 72. Wow. What are we? What's our 7? No.
I thought we were around 62. Oops, sorry, Dragon. Sorry.
I thought you were at 7 because there's code.
It's okay, Doc.
Above 7.
Sorry about that.
Maybe not.
We're pretty high. I don't know.
Let me see. Franktown, Colorado elevation. Yeah, 6198. So I was
your
62.
actual house might be higher than what Franktown.
Possibly.
Sure.
I wonder if my run tells me. You know how it tells me my elevation?
I bet you could type in your address on the website somewhere and get it. Or Google Earth it somehow.
Parker's only 58. Castle Rock's basically 62. What's Winter Park at? They got
another 1,000.
So 8.
Yeah. 79. Yeah. But so we're doing some work up there, and I was talking to one of my GCs, building custom homes. I used to build a custom home. We're going to be the paint contractor. The other morning, -44.
Yeah. In Fraser.
No, thank you.
With wind chill?
Straight up.
No, straight up.
Straight up, -44.
Broke a record.
Yeah.
I was up there I was in Grand Lake when that hit.
If you took a piss, it would freeze, literally.
You'd have a third leg.
That's unbelievable.
Something else might fall off.
Yeah, I'd keep it zipped, man.
Yeah, that's probably a very smart idea.
I love Grand Lake, though, man.
We go up to Granby.
Granby's cool. Grand Lake's 15 minutes away.
Oh, we've been to Grand Lake a million times.
Great bars, great place.
4th of July.
Yeah.
Way back in the
4th
day.
4th of July is so much fun up there.
Fireworks and all that.
You have a place up that way, don't you? Winter Park.
In Fraser.
Or Fraser, yeah.
But no, the little town parade is so much fun.
Where's that at?
Downtown Granby.
Oh, that's what it's called, is parade?
Well, it's a parade. They got the bands, they got the horses.
Oh, they do a whole parade for 4th of July.
For the 4th of July.
You're not
Oh,
registering.
my God. I'm thinking it's going on. Forget it.
So right down
Main Street. Oh, it's so, you got these guys called a Tweety Bird.
With Dan Caplis. Afternoons at 4 on 630 K-How.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We got a few lines open. Eugene, I want to dive right back into this. So this guy basically did the roof, did the windows. He still hasn't done the siding. Where do we sit right now? What is not done at your house that he's supposed to be doing?
Well, I mean, after he disappeared for like 3 months or so, and he sent letters to all the neighbors. He sent letters to all the neighbors coming up with an excuse saying he was ill. When I found out from his back office manager, he was in Florida fishing, deep sea fishing. So he disappeared for like 3 months, and then finally some random project manager that he hired showed up, and I just told him that I'm done. I said, I already started taking care of my siding myself.
Well, were you guys pretty even at this point, meaning whatever you have paid him?
Oh, yeah, because he kept like I said, the ACV value.
Yeah, but hold on, Eugene, does he think that?
No.
How much does he think you owe him?
Oh, he's saying that I owe him $15,000, and the project manager who he fired once he owed him commission told me that DJ thinks he's owed it all, and I was like, no, he's not. I said he got it all up front with all the other projects paying him for the front end, and the depreciation at the end. He said, when we get your depreciation, we'll work on it from there. You make a decision where you want to go from there, and we'll fix whatever you want to fix. And it got to the point where I wasn't hearing back from him, so I had to start.
How many other people are in the exact same place right now?
Okay, so the other people they're in the same. Quite a few of them were in the same place, but they had deposits on their windows.
Did they get their windows?
Well, I contacted his attorney because I represented all of these people. I contacted his attorney and just told his attorney that there's going to be a lawsuit with everybody in this community if he doesn't start doing their projects. So he got upset that I called his attorney, and now he's showing, and everybody else wants to finish their project.
Hey, I'm a little confused on his attorney, though. How did you know he even had an attorney? Why does he have an attorney?
I don't.
How'd you know he had an attorney?
I found out that he has an attorney through a project manager that he fired who is also in litigation to get paid.
I gotcha. So he has an attorney because other people are suing him.
Yeah. So, so everybody else has money, so they're just kind of like waiting it out. So now DJ's showing up out of nowhere because he's getting nervous and is going around and installing everybody's windows now.
Well, that's good then, though. He's finishing those jobs.
Yeah, but there was one neighbor, he threatened them with a lien on their home when it was paid in full.
Yeah.
He's threatening me.
How's he threatening you? What's he threatening to do? Leave the house?
Well, that and plus other things. He's
like
saying
what?
That, he goes, I got pictures of your house, because he took hover pictures, which are just basic pictures from...
All right, hold on. 303 Martino, 1 hour to go. We'll get back. I heard he was threatening your life. Regen rep.
What a dirtbag.
So where does it go? Where does this story go?
Again, I've never talked to Eugene, just Brian directly.
Got it.
So Brian said some of the windows haven't been ordered yet. And again, then he's wanting all the rest of their money before he'll do any more work. And again, I guess we've got the thing down the line here is, are we getting the full story again?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So Grand Lake, I used to, years ago, man, I was probably, it was way before kids. I was probably like 22. I had this equipment so you could do it two ways. You guys remember cable boxes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I could hook it up to the back of the cable box, and I hit a button. It was called a J-Cube, and it reprograms the EEPROM. It just sends a new signal, overwrites it, and you would get every single channel there was, everything.
Remember those days.
And then I'd put on an FM filter, so when the cable company would send down a signal of what you got, it would kind of trap it.
Sure.
So generally it would last about a month, and then they would change the signaling, and then you just have to reprogram.
Reboot it. Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal, but you had to be at the box. So Grand Lake was one of the many mountain communities I would drive to once a month, and there was a bar downtown. I forget the name of the bar, but it's like you walk in, it's really narrow, it's
Lariat.
all wood.
The Lariat.
Okay. So I go in.
Shotgun style bar?
Shotgun style. Yeah. And there's stairs, I think, that went up somewhere. Yeah. And so I would go there, and I would charge $30 or $40, whatever it was. And all these guys from around Grand Lake and around
go in there and wire them up.
Would come down to the bar, and I would zap all their boxes. And
you didn't need to be at their house.
No, they'd bring their boxes to the damn bar, and I would do everybody. I think it was like $25, and then they were just one stop I'd make once a month. Yeah. So I did that. I did that for longer than I probably should.
They really cracked down on that eventually, like hard.
Well, so at the time, I mean, I don't know. Arguably, I don't know. I don't know, nor do I care to know if it was illegal, but I mean, it was what it was. And I had another way of doing it that I charged $200 for. I'd open their box and I'd install a little piece of equipment that would constantly reprogram. So it was a one-time deal.
So anytime they send a new signal, it would know.
Anytime it sent a new signal, it would know and just redo it. But then eventually eventually I got a real job. So that would be that. I opened up a computer store. That was right as I was going into the computer business. I was heavy into it. But at my house for a while, I built a computer that would take DirecTV, and it would go right. At first I could program an access card, and I'd get everything. I'd get every local from New York to California. Anything DirecTV had, I had. Every pay-per-view event, anything I get all the time. The problem is they got so good at re-zapping, so it got to the point where, like literally in the middle of the day, you'd have to go grab your card, find the new programming from somebody on the internet that's already cracked it,
pain in the ass.
reprogram it, and then put it back in. At first, it was like every 2 or 3 months it would last, but then it got to the point where, like literally every 5 or 6 hours. So it got to the point where it was ridiculous. So I learned how to build a computer. I only did this for myself at our house. So I built a computer that did it on the fly.
So it intercepted it and just shot it.
Exactly. So it would still take about, your TV might be out for 30 seconds to a minute, but then all of a sudden it's back on. And sometimes it would only be out for maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was back in the day. I had a friend in the FBI. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? And I charged his up at his house. And I knew him pretty well. We'd hang out and have a few drinks and stuff occasionally. It's not like I grew up with him or anything. Right. And I always look back going, that might have not been the smartest. But nothing ever turned of it.
Sting up.
So a buddy of mine got sued by DirecTV. He was doing the same thing. I call it a bullshit suit, but it didn't matter. He paid. They sent him a demand. They busted a place in Canada that made this equipment. Okay, these card readers or not just readers. They were card writers. They would reprogram those cards. So he bought all the equipment out of this company. I told him, never have any of that shit shipped to your house. Right. Get a P.O. box. Have it shipped to a King Soopers. Nothing that attaches to your name whatsoever. He fucked up. He ordered it right to his house using his credit cards. The Canadian police busted him, gave up the information to whoever at DirecTV, and they hired an attorney that sent out all these letters leading to these addresses, and it was a John Doe lawsuit because they don't know for sure who you are at this point. Right. But the first one is, send us 10 grand or we're coming after you for about 100,000. And he coughed up to 10 grand. He got shook down.
Well, the movie that I was in, Into the Wild.
Yeah.
So Vince Vaughn's character gets arrested in the movie for that shit.
Oh, no shit.
And that's all true. The same fucking with the black boxes.
Yep.
Same shit you were doing. And that was in like 91.
Yeah, I was doing, the cable stuff was probably 94.
Yeah, so right in that same.
Yeah, long time ago. The satellite I only did in my house, but I ordered all that equipment. Let me tell you couldn't have traced that to me in a million years. I never worried about the charging people's boxes, I started thinking, what am I really doing illegal? I'm not opening the boxes. Now, that was an option, but in general, it was a route.
Charge more for it.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I'm going, I never opened the boxes. All I did was hit a button. Like, really, what am I doing here?
You're intercepting a signal that's already there.
And there's people that can argue that, like, if you encrypt something and I come up with something that unencrypts it, am I breaking the law or am I just smarter than you? I mean, I never, thank God, had to deal with any of those questions. It does seem to pass the smell test, but I'm not exactly sure what you would be doing wrong.
Well, you're past the point of the,
Oh, I don't mind talking about it. That was 30 years ago.
Statute expired. So.
Yeah. And like I said, finally they came up with ways where it was getting to the point it was cheaper to pay for it. I mean, that was the ultimate fix to their problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have Dish at your house now?
God, no.
We're all streaming.
Yeah.
No, but a lot of people got the little jailbroke Fire Sticks and they get everything. They spend $50 a month. They get everything you can imagine. You get every football game. It's not through NFL. You have every single local around the country.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, try to make your life just a little bit better. We're talking to Eugene. Hey, Eugene, what I would like to do, and I just need to catch people up just real quick. Basically, hired a contractor. The guy disappeared for 3 months, didn't have the job finished, gave every excuse in the world. According to Eugene, he found out from one of the guy's ex-employees he was actually in Florida, basically for the fishing season, deep sea fishing. And the guy just wasn't working out. You started doing some of your own siding and basically told the guy to kiss off. You feel like you paid him enough for the work that he did complete. He feels as if you owe him more money, right?
Correct.
How long ago, when is the last time he worked on your property?
September 2nd.
Well, I've got somewhat good news. I mean, he's past the point of where he's going to lien you now, if that was the last time he's worked there. So I wouldn't be worried about a lien. And if you haven't paid him and he doesn't owe you money, and, he would have to take you to court, and he would basically have to prove to a judge that you owe him money and get a judgment and then go after you to collect the judgment. I mean, you're in a position a lot of people that call this show aren't in. A lot of people overpay or already paid him the money and got nothing done. You're actually in a decent position. You just got to prove, most likely just have to prove, the value of what he did equaled what he already got paid.
Right, and he's extorting me as well. There's criminal charges.
How's he extorting you?
Because he sent me emails saying that if you don't pay me this, I'm going to, he's literally saying, I'm going to tell your insurance company that you broke all your windows, which is totally a fictional lie.
Okay. I'm sorry. But who cares then? Who cares if he tells your insurance company that? Did you show that to the cops?
Yeah, I showed that to the police.
I mean, that is extortion in a little bit of a way that could possibly be framed that way. I mean, this guy sounds like he's kind of crazy. Let me ask you this. If I talked to him, would he tell me that you legitimately owe him the money and he's pissed and that you legitimately broke the windows?
He probably would. Knowing him, because he works on scare tactics, and I found out that from the project managers who got fired that didn't get paid for their commissions. He said that they work on scare tactics. Like a prior contractor, his family got threatened because as soon as that guy owes commission, he fires his project manager.
Can we call him? Would you give us what's his name?
DJ Blythe.
Do you mind if we call him?
Sure.
All right, hold on a second. Kelly, do me a favor. Get DJ on. I'd love to hear his side of the story. I don't know, what's going on here. I don't know if the value of the work. I think what we really need is someone to look at it and say, okay, the roof would be X amount. The windows would be X amount. He received $25,000, and this work would have been $25,000.
Look at his insurance estimate. That's very easy.
And that would have all that.
It would.
Actually, I bet he has that too. Hey, Kelly or Dragon, tell her to ask him to send over the insurance info as well so we can see what was done and look at the pricing on it. But I'd love to hear his side of the story. I really would. I mean, do you guys ever come up with, just in your business as contractors, have you ever seen a guy bust his own windows out? I mean, that's like kind of crazy.
Actually, this was a funny one. It actually was a door knocker and the guy caught him on Ring coming up and knocking on the door and then said, oh, let's get a little more damage on your house. And again, the person didn't answer the phone and they wrote on the sheet, oh, I see you have window damage. But the dumb door knocker actually did it and there was a cover over the front door, so there's no way hail could have hit that.
Oh my God!
But they had him on Ring, damaging the door
and
the window.
Why would he do that?
Just an idiot. And I can't remember if this was on the show.
So the homeowner had nothing to do with it,
right? No, had nothing to do with it. There wasn't that on the show too that some roofer the roofers goes up on the roof and starts tearing shingles off.
Yeah,
that was on this.
I think that happens a lot. These door knockers, I can't stand door knockers. Listen, if your neighbor's roof's getting done by that company and they want to come over and talk to you or you engage with them, that's one thing. But these big companies, man, let's face it, they show up from Texas. In fact, they're just, Matt, being a public adjuster, I know other public adjusters. I know one named Freddie that I knew years and years ago that would come on the show. But this is all Freddie does. Wherever the storm is where Freddie's at. Yeah, so Freddie's in Texas, then Florida, then Oklahoma. I mean, Freddie jumps around for the company he works for.
Right.
And, that's it. I mean, Freddie's not here later on in the day. I mean, he's gone.
Right.
And some of these roofers are the same way. They show up, Mark. Yep. I can't think of the name of the huge one, but there's one that's massive all over the country. And they just have salespeople that show up after a hailstorm. But the problem is you have any work that needs to be done, any kind of warranty work.
They're gone.
They're gone, man. Right. You've got to figure out where they are, when they get back. And most likely you're not going to see them again until there's another storm in the area.
There was a lady that owned Genesis Roofing. I'm Genesis Total Exteriors, but Genesis Roofing, she sold the rights to her name to an out-of-state company. And they did half-ass work. And sure enough,
you get calls.
Yeah, we really didn't because it was separate. But then also she's getting these calls and she goes, well, I let somebody else use my name. And then she goes, well, we got a problem with our roof. It's your name. And she goes, she went out of business.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she got like 10 grand.
And she had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. She got 10 grand up front for using her name and her license and
it put her in bankruptcy basically.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So there's a lot of scum out there.
Oh my God, it's crazy. What was the biggest storm this year?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was just okay. I mean,
it's not a big year.
No.
Yeah, we had spotty storms, not one big, massive storm.
How about fires? We really didn't have any fires, did we?
No.
The year before this, we finally had that was decent, but prior to that was 4 years with no storm. So it was nice because we got rid of a lot of scum.
How about in California, those fires? I mean, do you ever go, hey, I'm going to go out there?
I'm looking at it, yeah. But luckily, I can do a lot of that remotely.
Well, most of that is going to be just complete loss.
A lot of that, but a lot of smoke claims, too.
Oh,
so I've got contractors.
There's a lot of money in the smoke claims for you.
I know contractors out there that I have relationships with, and I can work these claims remotely with their feedback.
God, a lot of people don't even realize they have smoke damage.
Right.
I mean, a lot. There's probably people with smoke damage still from the Boulder fires have no idea.
All you got to do is test it, and it'll tell you, the results will tell you how bad it is.
And that's it.
Yep.
And then you get a hold of the insurance company.
No, I can get the insurance company to pay for the test, usually.
Boulder, they were, 98% were underinsured?
Right.
Did you work some of those?
Oh, a bunch of those.
Did you work any that were just full total losses?
Yeah. And so there's a category called building extension in the policy. So that helped offset the underinsured part somewhat. But a lot of people
they're still under?
Yeah. A lot of people were just upside down.
So, in other words, when all's said and done, they still owe whatever on their mortgage, of course.
Right.
And the cost to rebuild, they have to come out of pocket. I mean, they just simply didn't have the coverage.
That's it.
And I bet a lot of businesses were put under with that.
Well, a lot of people use their personal property coverage to help reconstruction. So, in other words, if their house burned to the ground, they got $200,000 in stuff.
Yeah.
Use that to help, offset the delta.
You can buy your stuff little by little.
Right.
God, the insurance game is crazy, man. It really is crazy. All right, folks, we got some lines open, 303-713-8255. Kelly's going to try to get that contract on. Hold tight. Hey, if they have something at the stadium, hold on. Gravina Windows and Siding. I love these guys. Larry Gravina started for his dad in 1972, and then his son Nick, he's basically at the helm now. And after he joined his dad, he's been there 25 years. I love Nick. He's in studio with us. Listen to this, though. 20 different manufacturers of windows, 50 different lines. They have it all. It could be for a fix and flip. It could be for a $5, $10, $20 million house up in Aspen. You name it. They got beautiful French doors and sliders. They've got normal entry doors. They got it all. I want you to give them a call, put them on the list, make sure to at least get an estimate from Gravina. You can go to gravinawindows.com. That's gravinawindows.com, or call them at 303-472-8462. They're at 950 West Evans. You can check out their showroom. Now, I also want to talk about Discount Bath. How many contractors actually put the name Discount in them? They'll come out to your house. They'll look at your entire bathroom project. Maybe you just want a tub to shower conversion. They have all kinds of options. In fact, some of those kind of things they can do within a week. They also can do complete remodels. They can look at your bathroom. Maybe you have a tub and a shower. You don't care about the tub. They can turn that into more closet space, or put the shower there, build a bigger shower. They can move the commode. They can move the sinks. They can do double vanities. If you can dream it, they can do it, and they do it at a discount price. That's the amazing part. Check them out at 720-979-2322. But honestly, the best way is discountbath.com. Simple as that, discountbath.com. We do more spots than anybody. Hey, Dragon, what's the average amount of spots, like live spots, most people do? Is it 3?
Per break?
Per break.
No.
We're the only ones, aren't we?
Correct, yes. But you guys do 30s more often than you do 60s. Everybody else does a 60 more often.
We do a ton of 30s.
Correct, yeah. So there's the caveat right there.
Plus, most people will only do like one contractor.
Correct.
I've never quite understood that. I think if you've got good people, you tell everybody about them, and then you let them deal with the customer. Long as you get the call to get in front of the customer, you know what I mean?
Closing table. Dude, I went for a ride with Jen. Scared the shit out of me.
Who's Jen?
One of his
sales reps. She races cars.
Like literally races cars?
Yeah, she does the tracks, and she used to do Vandermeer.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You don't meet too many female
No, but
race car drivers.
Well, and then she closes too. I mean, women in my business, if the salespeople they close.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, right.
She goes, "Want to go for a ride?" Well,
it's like Daphne. Daphne's a pretty good closer.
I know.
Holy shit.
She was tenacious. Matt, do you have any good concerts coming up?
Going back to Vegas for the Dead.
Are you?
Where they
playing?
Sphere?
When you guys are at Metallica, I'll be in Beach Life Festival in LA. So that's like Lenny Kravitz.
Where's the Sphere? Where's the Dead? The Sphere?
Yeah.
Didn't you already see him there?
4 times.
Oh my God!
It's John Mayer.
It's the Dead, so every show is different. It's not like seeing the same show.
That's cool.
You'll never see the same show.
Do you go by yourself or with
No,
kids?
I go friends and family.
So it's just like old school. They sit down and it's just total jam band.
Pretty much, man.
I didn't know that.
I have a big enough library that you will never hear the same song repeated within a week.
I went to one Dead concert in Philadelphia when I was like 15. We never went inside. We were just in the bizarre world out in the parking lot.
In the 80s?
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was nothing but acid and pot and bamboo bongs and
tie-dye,
coconut bowls and tie-dyes and holy
Tie
shit.
sticks.
Tie stick.
Hacky sacks.
The acid was everywhere.
When was that?
In the 80s.
15. I was 87.
87.
Mark went to the Eagles. At the Sphere.
Yeah.
We sent him pictures of us.
In the
by Trump Tower with the Cybertruck.
No shit. Right after it. I get this picture and I'm like, is that in Vegas? Trump Tower, Cybertruck, and Szymanski and his wife. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Get out of there.
Do they do pre-sales and stuff like that?
How'd you end up there? Why were you at Trump Tower?
We're just walking around.
Oh, okay.
My wife, every time we go to Vegas, we go to Trump Tower. We've never been there.
We've never been.
Never.
There's nothing there. It's just a lobby.
Right.
And a store. A small store, and you're going to pay $45 for a Trump hat.
We went to the Waldorf there, no casino.
Right.
It's right on the
It's
main.
by the Aria. So.
It is. It is the most gorgeous freaking hotel. We had a little.
I've never gone in.
It is so.
Thierry Advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. Hey, Kelly, did we reach out to that contractor?
We sure did.
Did you talk to him?
I did.
Oh, you did. And
And-
just to hold on to remind people, Eugene says this guy's trying to shake him down for extra money, trying to extort him. He's actually threatening people, according to Eugene. And what did he have to say? I was dying to hear his side of the story.
Yeah, so turns out there is he can't really talk about it right now because he's working his lawyer is working with Eugene's lawyer.
Eugene, did you hire an attorney? Stay on, Kelly.
Hello?
Did you hire an attorney?
I have this thing called AROG, attorney insurance.
Okay, I understand. Keep going, Kelly.
So he actually indicated that he would come on.
Oh, good.
But he just can't come on until Monday because his counsel is working with Eugene's counsel. But he did say that there might be a possible countersuit for slander and some things that Eugene has been doing in the neighborhood that he feels is unfair.
Well,
and he
Eugene,
would
you
like
realize
to talk to that.
Everybody listening out there, you just can't lie. I mean, slander is if you're lying about something. If Eugene came on and said, oh, this guy's, he's been arrested for, assault on a child or something like that, and it's fabricated, that's actionable. You should never do that. But if Eugene's telling his neighbors, and I'm just telling this for people listening, if you tell your neighbors, I can't stand the job I did, I can't stand working with the guy, he was gone for X amount of time, there's no problem with that. In fact, if it's all true, there's no problem buying a billboard and putting it on a billboard for that matter. So there's no issues there. So, I mean, everything you've told us is true, right, Eugene? I mean, I can't think of anything that he said that I would call libelous.
He also mentioned insurance fraud.
Yeah, well, Eugene said he's threatening to call the insurance company and say that he busted out all his windows. I mean, are insurance companies, guys, that dumb? Can they tell the difference between someone throwing a rock through their window and hail damage?
They're going to have their report of the window damage from their site visit. So that's out the window.
Yeah, I mean,
pardon the pun.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, Eugene, I'm not sure, what's he going to do?
Well, what he did is I'm sure he knows about hover reports where they take pictures of your home from the sidewalk. So what he's trying to say is that he took pictures from the sidewalk. He doesn't see any damage. And now he's going to turn around and tell them that I damaged my windows, and my house falls in line with every house in the neighborhood.
But why are you even giving this any other thought? I like where you're at on this because you have an attorney involved. They're talking to his attorney. He doesn't owe you money, so you don't have to worry about losing money in this deal. Let the attorneys kind of work it out. But the bottom line is the guy's going to have to sue you. And if he's threatening you, I'd do exactly what you did. I'd call the police. Now, I didn't think to ask you this, but is it possible? Did you get a temporary restraining order on this guy?
When I spoke to my attorney, he said we'd have to wait and see because they're trying to get him for extortion because it's kind of like a rare case that he's threatening you with something to get you to do something.
Yeah, I mean, it is. That is a form of extortion in my non-legal opinion.
Yep. So the police are investigating it, and they're going through it today, tomorrow, and they're going to have some detectives in there. I sent him the emails that he sent me, which I also sent to
Was there more? Was there more than just the window thing? Was there more kind of veiled threats or what?
There was a point where he was saying, good luck ever getting insurance again. You're never going to be able to insure your home.
Wow, this guy's something else.
Yeah, I sent 2 emails. I mean, he's a man. This guy can create stories up like you couldn't believe.
I'd love to. I'd love to talk to him. Let me make sure we have all your information. I put him on hold. We're going to have him on Monday. According to him, well, we enter into this stuff with the benefit of the doubt. Guys, how many times, Dimitri, Suzanne, how many times do we hear one side of the story and then it's like a completely different world on the other side?
Mark, it happens for sure.
This guy sounds straight up, but man.
I will say, too, the hover report, it's really hard in those pictures to see any damage. You have to get up close pictures. A hover report, you're standing far away from the house.
It's not even made for that.
No, it's not.
But I mean,
it's made to measure the house, not see damage in them.
It's absolutely.
Like,
we're going to get here for insurance.
There's going to be pictures from the insurance company. They're going to have their own pictures.
And most of the windows with hail damage are more of the seals, right? I mean, you don't find like.
Well, sometimes you get, especially vinyl windows, you actually get holes.
Yeah, but you're not going to have like every window blown out.
Right.
No, it won't be the glass necessarily. It'll be the frame of the window chipped.
Right. Yeah. I wonder if people have ever got like, it just sounds crazy, but like frozen paintballs and then just go up and hit their siding or something. I mean, that's like outright theft, but I bet this stuff happens all the time.
We've only been part of that once where somebody actually went on the roof and took rocks and hit the roof, and then they tried blaming us. I'm like, no, it was here when the adjuster came here. We didn't do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
People are nuts, man. I mean, that's big time trouble. You get caught for insurance fraud, and I don't think Eugene, there's any case against him there. No. That's not what I'm saying, but I mean, you can get in big trouble, and I bet you can't get insurance after that. I mean, really, I'd like to ask Compass that just for the hell of it. Actually, do me a favor and get Compass on. We got one line open, by the way, 303 Martino. Hey, I really appreciate you holding so long. Jay, what's going on with your mom's house?
Okay, so this is just me having some very interesting suspicions about some family members I personally don't get along with real well or trust a lot. So let me give you this. This is weird. When my mom died, one of my sisters is the executor, so she does her thing. The house gets sold, and it was sold, in most of our opinions, way too cheap, but whatever. We weren't the bosses. So right shortly after that, my brother sends me a link to something that shows that the house sold like 60 days later for about $500,000 more than it sold out of the estate.
Got it.
And I went, whoa, okay. Because my brother-in-law and sister are very deep pockets. I suspect, I'll just come out with it, that they bought the house cheap from my sister/estate and flipped it for way, way, way more. And
how long after they purchased it? Like, give me a time frame.
About 60 days.
Oh my God! So how much did the estate sell it for?
About $600,000.
And then how much did they sell it for 60 days later?
A little over $1.2 million.
Well, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So did you ask them, like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I've been kind of stewing on this one a little bit. So I got on my laptop and I Googled the address. Now get this, on every single real estate site, Google Maps, it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
The house is blacked out. If you go to the aerial view, the house is black, the cars are black.
I've seen that before. I've seen that. I don't know how they do that, but I have seen that.
Yeah, you can do that. Google offers you that option.
All this weirdness in my...
How long ago did this transpire, Jay, this sale?
This house sold the end of last year.
So one sister... tell me again, break down who sold it to who.
Okay, I'm guessing. Because I'm suspicious. I'm guessing the sister running the estate sold it to another sister at a very, very, very discounted rate.
Well, I get the discounted rate, but how come you don't know who the estate sold it to?
Because I am in no loops with anything there. I'm just a little peon.
Yeah, but weren't you supposed to get a cut?
Oh yeah, I got my fair share of what little was left after my sister.
No, hold on, man. I want to get this sounds really crazy. Can you get Mackenzie on for me? Hold tight, man. Hold on. Let's get one of our attorneys on just to run this scenario by him. I don't understand why this guy can't figure out how much the estate sold it for exactly and who they sold it to. I mean, I can't figure out why that wouldn't happen. I think that would be public record.
Hey, Mark, I think he does know how much it's sold for. He just doesn't know to whom. But Jay,
yeah, but he thinks it's a sister.
Yeah, but he can verify all of that. He can go to the authority that records these.
Unless if it's an LLC or something.
Well, you can look up the LLC in the Secretary of State's office to see if you can draw a connection between the two.
You might be able to. I mean, but if these guys are this kind of crazy. Hey, Eugene, really quick while we get our attorney on, let me ask you this. Did you go to the county and see who it sold to? Eugene?
That's Jay. Eugene is a contractor.
Oh, my goodness. I am so sorry. I had a Martino moment. Hey, Jay, did you go? Did you actually go to the county to see?
I honestly a little bit naive about that stuff. I wouldn't actually know how to follow the money.
No, I don't care about that. Hold on. Kelly, get his address. And then you can run to the county and just look up the address, Dimitri. You know how to do that, right? I can do it. 303-713-8255. I just need the address. Everybody hold tight. James, a victim of discrimination. We're going to dive into that. And then hopefully we get our attorney on to help there. Everybody hold tight. What specials you want to talk about, Mark, when we go there?
Oh, no, I guess you got the door one going. So
you getting any of those?
Not really.
Yeah.
We got one.
I don't know who, how many doors was it?
4. So
I would think if you're doing interior doors, you do every damn one in the house, but maybe it's just me.
Or on the same level anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're doing like an upstairs bedroom, you do all of them.
Just remind people about if they still got hail claims out there they haven't done anything with.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And you guys can double team that.
Yep.
TheArtOfGranite.com. Mitch Floria has transformed our master bathroom into the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. It probably brought the value of our property up by $30,000-$40,000. We went with quartz. It's absolutely so gorgeous. He's also done our bathroom upstairs. He did the vanities up there. I think we did quartz up there as well. He did some granite in the kitchen for us. And then he did our entire laundry room and bathroom downstairs that are connected. Just gorgeous. You need those new countertops. He's got a line of cabinets and sinks, but the countertops is what he specializes in. He comes out, they do the fabrication. You can pick out whatever hard surface you want. And guess what? If he doesn't have it in his yard, you can go to any of the places around town and use his wholesale account to buy it. He makes all his money on the labor, the fabrication, and they are so good at it. I want you to call him up. He can even give you a quote right over the phone. He might need some rudimentary measurements and some pictures, but he'll give you a quote over the phone on that project. No one else can do that. Contractors out there, if you're looking for a good guy that can do the granite and that stuff, he does that stuff too. Please check him out at theartofgranite.com. That's theartofgranite.com. Vestera Turnkey. Ever want to be a landlord but have no idea what you're doing? These guys go out and they find these hot pockets around the country of real estate that's going to go up. They look for a good booming economy. Maybe a big company's moving in town, so people are going to be flocking to that area, but they find the right area. After they find the right area, they find the right house. After they find the right house, you buy the house. You own the house. You hold the deed. It's your house. They find a management team. So while it's appreciating and growing in value, you rent it out. You're the landlord, but all you have to do is collect the check. We have had listeners that have invested $200,000-$300,000, one plus multiple homes. Now their portfolio is worth well over $1 million. Check these guys out. It's a wealth building program in real estate, and it's unbelievable. VesteraTurnkey.com. Go check out the website right now. Call Barry with any questions. VesteraTurnkey.com.
Is that Vestera? Is it legit?
Yeah. Tom's doing some of it. He's packaging some up through Wave 8, too. Barry's been doing it forever. I've quizzed him. I'm looking into it. I differ on him on a few things. He'd rather have you do like, let's say you got $1 million. I'm throwing a number out there. Instead of like paying cash for 2 homes and doing it that way, he'd rather you borrow some money and buy 5 properties. So, I mean, we differ on some stuff like that. But in general, yeah, it works really good. And the whole trick is he finds the right property in the right area.
Right, because it's not just here, it's all over.
He won't buy in Colorado. We're too at the top of the market. You'll never, I mean, you might make some money. He's looking for places that you're buying lower than market value, and he's got inside information or research showing it's going to go up, and he'll tell you why it's going up. Okay. I looked at buying a place, where was it? Scotts Bluff.
Oh.
A duplex, beautiful duplex, brand new. It's going to be about $500,000 for both units. And I called him up and I said, "Run me a report up here." He said, "Don't touch it with the 10-foot pole." He goes, "There's 10,000 people in the entire community, and the only people there, the job, it was Walmart, a sugar factory, and a hospital. And outside of that, there's nothing coming in. The housing market just sucks. It sucks altogether." He said, "You're buying something brand new. They want top dollar for it. You'll never sell it for what you're buying it for, and you'll probably never sell it because it's nicer than the market itself." Right. And they've been sitting there. He also said, "Why do you think they've been on the market for 2 years? Brand new. No one lived in them. They built 10 of them, 5 duplexes, so 5 units. And they've only sold 2 of them in 2 years."
Our son lives there now.
Where is that?
That's right, because he's doing the
Scotts Bluff.
doing the Hobby Lobby.
No, back at Walmart.
Oh, Walmart.
He went back to Walmart.
Oh, he went back to Walmart.
Yep.
He's so excited.
He's running the store there, literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many hours a week does he work?
Fuck.
What's that?
70.
Oh, yeah. It's nonstop for him. He lives a mile.
Yeah. So you like that better than Hobby Lobby?
Oh,
he hated Hobby Lobby.
did.
We knew he didn't like it, but we didn't know the extent.
Right?
What?
Norfolk.
Yeah.
Norfolk. That's
so
where Mark's from.
Happy at Hoblob. Yeah.
You grew up there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I went to high school.
High school there, yeah.
All 4 of you. Well, let me tell you, Scotts Bluff, Norfolk looks like New York City.
Right. Oh, yeah. Scotts Bluff, there's nothing.
Well, it's Scotts Bluff and Gehring or something. So together they kind of make a Norfolk.
His drive to work is
it's like
1 mile.
It's less than one song. That's what I say.
Yeah. The Walmart is the busiest Walmart, the busiest, bar none, dollars in Nebraska.
We painted the outside of that a long time ago because they couldn't get anybody they trusted, and they had problems with the outside walls of the Walmart, so they contacted us because we painted Sam's Clubs before.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
How far a drive?
The store's huge.
Hey, he's way closer to home now. Like 3.5 hours.
He's 3 hours to our house.
That's not too bad.
Well, the way he
And
dressed.
daughter's in Laramie, so they're only like an hour and a half from each other.
She went up to see him last week.
Cheyenne to get there?
Yeah.
Yep. You go right through Cheyenne and then cut through God's country. And let me tell you, if it's snowing, first of all, your cell phone doesn't work for an hour and a half of the journey. And you won't see a damn. We saw one poor lady. I was going to call as soon as we had it back up, but she ran off the road.
More traditional treatment modalities have gotten me back to being able to play sports and exercise in ways I thought I might never do again. Learn more at regenrev.com. That's REGENREV.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. Make sure we have all of Eugene's information. I want to get him back on Monday with that person, Kelly. And Eugene, really, I don't think you have much to worry about. The guy doesn't owe you money, and that's it. By the way, you should listen to the show through YouTube, and I say that because during the breaks you can hear us talk, and you can see our beautiful faces, including my beautiful wife. I don't know about you guys. Actually, I say that, okay, let's be honest. Freaking Matt, right? I mean, Matt's like,
oh, dear.
Okay, so I got to tell this story real quick, and I'll go right to the phones, but the second time you came out to help me, on the claim we're dealing with now, which, by the way, we just finished. Literally during the show, I'm getting 40 grand. And originally I was going to get 0. Now we got 40. I'll probably take the 40. But so he comes out after they declined me altogether. They didn't even come out to my house. He demands that they send an adjuster out. So knock, knock, knock. I'm there. I'm doing the show. You guys know where my home studio is. So I'm in my home studio. Matt's already there. This woman comes to the door, and Matt opens the door, and he's like, I'm Matt, and you can just tell she already thinks Matt's cute, okay? By the time he's done just smoothing her over, Dimitri, I don't know how else to put it. We all had that one friend that was really good with the ladies, the one that you just don't even understand, and it comes down to you're just uglier. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. Matt's not ugly. He's not. In fact, who does he look like to you, Suzanne?
Oh, people say he looks like Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. There's no doubt he doesn't look like Bradley.
I promise I'm not paying these guys to say that.
No, you're not. And his physique is nice. What movie were you in?
Into the Wild.
Into the Wild, and who were you doubling for?
Emil Hirsch.
Yeah, so, I mean, the guy, just whatever. So he's done schmoozing her. Remember, she wouldn't give me a nickel. Her company wouldn't give me a dime. By the time she left, she was willing to write me an $18,000 check. Okay? So 0 to Mark. 0 to Mark. Matt schmoozes her a little, and you can say what you want. Now, even if it was a guy, I would say you're handsome enough
to win him over, too. Well, it works. It shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't.
No, but, I mean, what I really learned about him, in all honesty, is if you need a public adjuster, there's a lot of people out there that do nothing. Matt literally performs. I mean, Matt understands how these people think, what they're doing. You kind of told me there's a big difference dealing with an independent one compared to dealing with, say, Allstate that's got an in-house one. Right. So you know what you're up against. There's a lot of calculations. There's a lot of things to get in there. But if you've been declined, and I want to say this, and I promise I'll go to the phones. If you had hail damage in the last year, guys?
Yep.
And you were either denied altogether, I want you to call Matt, or if you had hail damage and you decided not to do anything. In other words, you don't know if you have damage or not. You saw a couple people in the neighborhood maybe getting a new roof. You've kind of eyeballed up there and it looks fine to you. But if you don't know, you have 1 year to get that claim in.
Right. And that was the end of May, right?
Yep.
End of May.
End of May.
That's coming up real quick.
Right. Now's the time. If you think
and you'll go out literally for free, Mark.
So Genesis, the first step was just to call us.
Yes.
And then, obviously, if you think of something big, go ahead and call Matt first.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
A complete denial, you call Matt first.
Right. But you just have us go inspect it first just to see.
Free.
Yep.
And not only will Mark look at the roof, but like I said, they're going to look at the siding, they're going to look at the paint, they're going to look at the deck. People get damage to their fence they don't even think about. And fencing is a fortune now. That's a big check.
Yep.
So they're going to look at everything's my point. And then if the insurance company gives them any crap, Mark will get Matt involved. But if you've been denied, if you literally called up and they said, no, trust me, they've done it to me twice in 4 years. It happens all the time. I don't care if it's commercial, residential, people with smoke damage. If you've been denied or not sure, but think something's going on, you call these guys. So I'm going to give you a couple phone numbers. One, how come I don't see Mark up here? You overwrote Mark's number. Mark, it's no big deal, but Genesis Total Exteriors, give me your number for the free inspection.
303-679-8509.
Again.
303-679-8509.
And you can always go to referrallist.com and just type in Genesis. Boom, you'll have their number. Free inspection, not just the roof, anything. And then if you've been denied, I want you to call Matt Stanford, ParagonServices.com, right, Matt? It is.
Paragon PA Services.
That's what I thought. ParagonPAServices.com. But 719-726-0020. He can work anywhere in Colorado. 719-726-0020. Outright denials, commercial claims where you think you got ripped off. Call these guys.
Hey, Mark,
yes.
you wanted Brian Burns on for Eugene.
Oh, yeah, real quick.
So you got Brian Burns on
Nothing to do, Brian, nothing to do with the call. It made me want to ask you a question. If you are accused and proven to be guilty of insurance fraud, like throwing a rock through the window and claiming hail damage, and the insurance company catches you red-handed on video, can you still buy insurance? Or is that on your clue report and it's not going to happen? Or it's never happened? What do you know?
No, there wouldn't be any record for insurance companies that are kept based off of insurance fraud. Obviously, that takes
just
it
criminal.
to a criminal level. So you're dealing with courts.
You know what? That's crazy though. That wouldn't show up on a clue report.
Yeah, no, there's not even. I've never even seen anywhere you would put something like that. You see the claim amount.
I got it.
What the claim is, and so that you might have to explain it to an underwriter, but it doesn't. Unless you're going to the carrier that actually had the claim and had the claim notes, you wouldn't know.
Great info. I appreciate that, Brian. Brian Burns, Compass Insurance. I've used them, my God, 15 years now. They reshop everything for me every year. Call them if you haven't switched insurance for a while. 303-996-9000, compassinsurance.com. Now, James, before I go to break here, James, I want to know what exactly is going on. What kind of discrimination? What are you talking about?
I was let go because a female said something about me, and I was told because it's a DEI thing that I need to keep my mouth shut. And
so you got fired because a woman went to some form of boss of yours and reported something you did, and then you were fired. Is that why they told you were fired?
No, the company was going to have layoffs. So
okay, hold on a second. That's a lot different. If they actually said he was fired and it was he said, she said, that could lead down one path. But now I understand. Jay, you hold tight too. Hopefully we can help you. But if not, Jay, I promise I got you first thing in the morning. Hold on, everybody.
Now,
I'm all worked up for a cold beer now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Does, doesn't
I got to drive home in that blizzard still.
Nice.
It'll be fine.
Still snowing.
No,
on the way to the
is it?
Springs?
South it is.
Oh, man. How bad is it?
It was terrible getting up here.
Oh,
I mean, white out.
Oh,
when
that
we went
sucks.
through Castle Rock, it was a nightmare.
Holy.
There was no traffic because no one was driving, but the road sucked.
Oh, that's
This is, there's nothing here. It's like a different world.
Yeah.
When I got to, right about Lincoln, flip the switch.
Hold on. 888heating.com. You're going to say, Mark, this is going to be the best $45 I ever spent. In fact, you're going to call me up and Tell me it was the best. They come out, they clean the furnace, they tear it apart, they clean the blower, they get all the dirt out of that furnace, then they slap a no breakdown guarantee on it, and they're also going to put a sticker on there. That's the whole reason they do this. They spend 1.5, 2 hours cleaning that furnace, giving you the no breakdown guarantee so they can prove what great people they are. So when something does break in the future, maybe an air conditioner, a water heater, the furnace, they are going to be the ones you call. You're going to go look at that sticker. You know what I'm talking about. But Garrett and the gang I've been talking about for 10, 15 years, these are the companies, too. If something's broken, they don't just try to force you to buy a brand new system. Although they have some of the best high-efficiency systems out there, they will actually give you, listen to this, a lot of companies don't. They'll give you a bid, an estimate to fix whatever problem you got. I don't care how old that furnace is. I love the guys at 888-heating.com. You can schedule that $45 cleaning right now. Go to 888-heating.com for all your heating and cooling needs. Now, I've talked about these guys all show, and I'm going to tell you one more time. I want you to call the guys that Become the Banker and talk about annuities. If you're in a 401k only, if you're tied to the stock market only, maybe you've got some property, rental properties, other stuff, I still want you to look and think of diversifying some of it into an annuity. It's guaranteed money you will get every single month till the day you die. With the 15% bonus and interest rates high like they are right now, would you please call up and get the skinny on what an annuity is? But it's guaranteed. It's one thing. It can't go down like a stock. In fact, it goes up. But if the stock market comes down, it stops. It ratchets in and doesn't move any further. You're going to love this product. I'm not saying you put all your eggs in one basket, but you should at least have some in it, a good, and I mean that, a good annuity. There's some bad ones out there. But call the people I trust, Joe and Jordan Keano. You can reach them at mymoneymyway.com. Go right there. Tell them, talk numbers with them, mymoneymyway.com. Talk guarantees with them, mymoneymyway.com.
Hey, how's Madeline? She's good. Yeah, I had a really good time with her. Yeah.
Yeah, until I got shit on.
I do. It's that's why I hated even bringing it up.
So did he tell you that?
Mark got shit on.
This chick literally shit on my arm.
No, a chick? I was thinking bird shit.
Splattered.
No, a chick.
It stunk so bad.
It was
They had
such
to
a
like.
bad. We hung in there. We hung in there.
Suzanne and I sat in the seats for a while, and then finally we had enough. But Madeline and Mark had to head down right away because they were going to throw up.
I had to go down to get the shit off my arm.
This woman exploded down 50 steps.
You've never seen anything like it.
Never.
People were slipping in
She blew out her ass.
at the Broncos game.
Yeah, so the shit literally went through whatever her undercoating was, through her pants, and she was still like the longest fart you ever heard. And it was blowing pieces of ass
Dimitri
all over the place.
My God.
Oh, Matt.
From the nachos.
So I looked down, I think I looked at Suzanne.
That smell was
it was
like
a Raiders
something
game.
was really wrong.
I look at Suzanne, I said, I think I just got spit on. And I look down and it's brown. I'm like, who the hell spit on me? And then second that happens, there's one lady walking this old lady down, and she's like, she looks fucked up. And the back of her pants was pure ass, man, everywhere.
They closed the bathroom she went into.
Yeah.
They literally roped off the entire bathroom, brought the EMTs in. She was the only one in there.
Right.
It was bad.
Then they kind of smuggled her out because there was about 8 of us that wanted to kill her.
You said that the ambulance took her out.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, well, they snuck her out of the bathroom and took her away. In other words,
So you went straight to the bathroom.
I went to the men's room. The ladies' room right there is where she was. They roped it off. No one could go in there. The paramedics were in there. At some point, they got her out of there into an ambulance. What I'm trying to say is they snuck her out of the bathroom, though. I was right there by the bathroom the whole time, and we saw people coming and going, but we never saw her going.
Oh, my God.
She was older, too.
She was old.
You could tell, though, that wasn't a virus
First thing
or
in the
something.
morning.
No.
Something
James
was
is gonna be
really
first
wrong.
She should not be going to a football game. Victoria said, check your messages.
Yeah. Other than that, it was such a good time.
It was.
I hadn't met Mark's wife before. Have you ever met
hindsight,
Madeline?
it was funny as hell. But, I mean, hindsight, get it?
Matt, have you ever met Mark's wife?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, she's a sweetie.
Oh, she's great. Yeah. We all partied before.
Oh, did you go over to
He had the tickets and I had the VIP tickets.
You guys go over to that bar across the parking lot or whatever?
Yeah. It's like a mini thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dee.
They did have a full, I mean, they had a great full bar food. The burgers were great, chicken sandwiches, nachos.
You never know what you're going to hear.
Have you been there?
Yeah, exciting.
Oh, yeah, you know it. It's cool, man.
Very cool.
All the beers, mixed drinks, everything.
I know the guy that has the Bronco limo.
Shannon was working it that day, Dragon. He was out there. Who broadcast KOA during the games? Was it Big Al? I forget who was there.
It may have been at the time, depending on what time of season it was.
We went there?
Yeah, who was with Shannon?
There's Big Al.
Yeah, I thought it was Big Al, yeah.
Booth.
He's no longer with the company.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Is he done with radio, or is he?
I don't think so. I don't think it was by choice, but honestly, I just think it was contract negotiations or whatever.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Thursday 4. President Trump wants to deport anti-Semites here on student visas. Let's hope he can do that. And is Polis trying to run Hickenlooper out so Polis can take that Senate seat? Join me at 4.
All right, 303-713-8255. Jay and James, listen, I'm up against the time. I promise we're going to deal with that issue with your mom's house first thing in the morning tomorrow, and James, this discrimination thing. I'm hoping we can help. I'm dying to find out what they told you and what you know transpired, and how can we get to the bottom of them and help you with that. By the way, folks, 303 Martino, any issues you have, that number works when we're not even on the air. You can leave a message or we'll pick up, but please, we'll reach back out to you. We love helping people. Over $300 million. In fact, just today, Dimitri got someone a vehicle back that was a $35,000 truck this tow company was going to keep. He handled that. That was incredible. This is what we do every day. I want to thank Mark Szymanski, Genesis Total Exteriors. Any damage to that house over the last year through hail season, if you haven't had anybody check it out, you're coming up on the year, then it's too late. I want you to call Mark, 303-679-8509. Not only will he look at the roof, he'll look at the siding, the windows, all of it. Then anybody that got denied, if your insurance company said no damage, but yet you saw people in your neighborhood getting a roof, chances are your insurance company screwed you. You call Matt, just like I did. Both times I used Matt, I went from zero and he went to hero. He's at 719-726-0020. Matt, give me some final words about public adjusters, honestly.
Yeah, if you really, the easiest way to do this is to call me from the very beginning, have me run this thing from the inception of it, and you'll find it a lot smoother, and I'll get 30 to 40% more than you would have got without me.
Well, in my case, I don't even know how to claim, because I got zero went to 80 grand and zero went to 40 grand.
Right.
So, I mean, that's like, what, 80 million %? Mark, any final thoughts? Man, I appreciate you both coming in. These guys have both done lots of work for me over the years.
Matt and I work great together, and so, we're a great team, and we'll continue to be, and can really help people out.
Yep, I appreciate it. Once again, Genesis Total Exteriors, Paragon Services. You can find them at referrallist.com. And please, people, no matter what, remember, we're here to help. We're here to recoup. You have a problem with a contractor, and we're going to have updates tomorrow. It's car day. We've got some killer updates. Dimitri's reached out to that other towing company, and we're going to figure that one out.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino with honesty connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
A wave of new wealth awaits you with honest answers on how to make real estate investments the smart way, fully managed, safe, and secure. Find out more on the Vestera Turnkey Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on Talk Radio 630 KHOW.
For nearly 40 years now, kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, and windows and doors. Done right. Bank financing or significant cash discounts. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. DRHI.com or 800-362-8370.
Retirement planning doesn't have to be complicated. Tune in to the Exact Wealth Show with John Becker and Sarah Nugent-Knoll of Exact Benefits. Saturdays at 6 a.m. right here on 630 KHOW.
Best New Year celebration sale ever from ZeroResDenver.com. Clean 2 rooms. They'll do 2 rooms free and $75 off duct cleaning. Put the 2024 dirt behind you. 303-471-5150. 471-5150.
The word emergency. It means something unexpected has gone terribly wrong. Normal ways of doing things are not working. The fastest way to turn an emergency into a full disaster is to lose communications. Ham radio people understand emergencies. For over 70 years, they have provided free emergency communications for organizations. Ham radio, when normal ways of communications fail or get overloaded. The Amateur Radio Emergency Service. We'll be there.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Listen on the free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free. Never sounded so good.
This is a special report from ABC News.